You ready?
I actually just got on a dating app for the first time.
Really?
It's called Raya.
Oh, I've heard about it.
It's fucking.
It's like for the elites or something, right? Or like
It's the most LA shit ever. Like you can't screenshot, and like the people you see on there, you're like, why are you on a fucking dating app?
really.
It's pretty great. My dog's
So
YNK.
are there like real like rock star bitches on there?
Like if I told you some of the names, I'll say them off camera because I don't want to put anybody on
We can
blast.
beep it. Say it.
Like I saw the other day. Like I've seen on there. Like,
Mm.
you're like, why are you on this shit? But it's fucking.
They're
I'm
looking
having,
for some. Everyone's looking for love.
I'm having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. So you're just brand new on it.
I'm about 3 weeks in.
Are you active? Are you like? Are you
Oh,
like already like?
Oh yeah.
Slipping and sliding?
Oh.
Are you already fucking?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Oh man,
I've never done it before, but they were like, "Yo, just fucking do it. You have to like get approved."
Yeah,
and it's fucking I like it.
That's dope.
Having a lot of fun. This
I don't know
quarantine.
for whatever reason. I mean, I think it's partially just like what we do and shit. Like that's different because it's like a certain crowd. But I've never even downloaded a dating app.
I got I think Tinder when it first came out, and this was what like 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And within like 2 days, I saw somebody put my shit on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "All right, I'm out." And I never downloaded one again.
Yeah,
because I was like, "Fuck that." But like this shit,
probably
like,
what it was.
I feel like I'm
About it
doing
for
a
me.
Raya ad, but like you can't screenshot.
This is
so
not
it's like,
sponsored by Raya.
No, this is just.
But
something I
Raya,
like.
fucking hit me up.
Yeah, pay the boy.
Yeah, cut the check.
Just give me extra likes.
Yeah, for sure. Is that how it works? You get likes on there?
Yeah.
Whoa. So it's like slightly like a social media thing.
Well, like you like the profile, and then I have to like yours back before
Okay.
you match.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty fun.
That sounds
I'm into
dope.
it. You should sign up.
That sounds dope.
I'm fucking having fun with it.
Honestly, I'm leaving LA, so maybe it doesn't make sense. It's all LA, isn't it?
You got 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
You can do a lot
I
of
can get
damage.
active.
You
I
can
can
do
get
a lot
active.
of damage in 2 weeks.
To be honest, I'm not fucking that many random girls right now. I'm just like very free in the sense of like, there's a handful of friends that with, benefits, but there's like no
Gangsters.
Yeah, they're like rock stars. They're
Yep.
like, like there's no inclination or any type of leading on or anything like misleading.
Mm.
And it's like really fruitful because it's like,
Well,
and my time's limited. So it's like, it's actually been a really fun time with girls. Like I've gotten closer with girls this time after having a relationship. Like before, you'd think like we're hanging around with girls all the time. We're really not. You know that. Like
Nah.
I'm pretty quiet when I'm not active, and then if we're going out, then we're calling the girls.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like this is the first time in my life, even like I had never gone on a date
Yeah,
until this year.
yeah. It's crazy, right?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, you've had girlfriends. You went
Yeah,
on
but
dates.
we were just like fucking until I was like, oh shit, I guess we're dating now.
I guess we're stumbling.
You're getting
into
mad at
dating.
me, and I still like you. Like, I guess we're dating.
Yeah.
So like, this is the first time I'm like going out of my way to like hang out with people. It's fun, but like until you get the ones who aren't exactly on the same page and they start like psychoanalyzing you and shit, and I'm like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, but it's just a slide out. Hey, it's been fun.
Nice to know you.
It's been good.
Yeah.
You've it's been interesting to watch. I mean, we've like followed each other around the last 8 years, and just like it's been interesting vantage point just to see you come into LA, and like the guy that got here and the guy that sits here in front of me is very different in a good way.
Yeah.
I talk about change all the time. Like, look at this guy. Fucking ready for Sunset Boulevard, baby.
When
the difference is he'll throw in a long cut dip. You know, that's how I know he's still in there.
Yeah, and it's $10 a can here, so it's a little
It's
different.
horseshit.
It's the worst. But yeah, I actually just got the shirt yesterday, and I'm probably gonna take it
you're
off.
just like you're just handsome, and you're ready to
Thank
fucking
you.
take the scene down.
I'm on a vibe right
But
now.
you you are. I want to get into it, but watching you, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like become kind of comfortable. How would I word it? You become noticeably comfortable with yourself.
Thank you.
In the last, let's say 24 months, maybe 12 months. So like I've noticed a real difference. So like you're comfortable, you understand what you're doing, you're making new friends and fucking enjoying yourself like genuinely. You know what I mean? Where there was points where you've talked about it openly, like where it was hard for you to enjoy yourself. And we have a bunch of heart to hearts here, fucking late night.
That's what brought this podcast upon the other
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do one anyway, but
Yeah.
like, we've already done. What did we do? We did one with Kilmer.
Yeah, but we always talked about doing a one-on-one.
Doing a one-on-one,
and the
yeah.
other night we were like, dude, I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you. Let's do a podcast.
Yeah. Did we talk about it? I think we just talked about like life.
We did. We were talking about life, and then I texted you the next day.
But we had a conversation. You brought it up. I
Mhm.
think, or that's what we were talking about. Like, we had a conversation on the tour bus, and you were like, "Oh, I was just on a podcast talking
Yeah.
about that." But like, remembering that time and remembering that version of you, you know, even who I was then, like,
Yeah.
totally.
I mean, we were different people.
Totally different. But like, you know, like I remember saying it to you, and it's like I look at you now and I see that, like, you know what I mean, like that actual realization where like, you know, you were feeling a certain type of way and a little down about shit.
Yep.
And we talked about it. We were at one of my was it one of my shows or or a tour bus, right? We're on a tour bus.
I don't remember where we were, but I remember the conversation hit me really hard, and I guess I'll get into detail about it because
why not?
I'm pretty authentic when it comes to
fuck?
that. It was after my second album, or maybe after the third album, which that album. It's all about how I was depressed. It's like pretty.
So what?
No, it's like whatever now. But like when you go back and you look at it, you're like, shit, I was like that. And things were kind of going downhill for me.
Just personally, like how you were feeling.
Personally, but like career started. It was the first time it hit like a plateau.
Yeah.
Where I didn't know. I didn't know how to get over that. And I remember this was right after you did These Days.
Yeah.
And you were like, I'm kind of like, I don't know what my next move is. And then I started opening up to you about like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And you basically looked at me and you were like, this is one of our classic drunk heart to hearts, but you were like, bro, you don't get it. Like people like you and me and some other artists I won't name, we could make a big record tomorrow. That's going to revamp everything. So like 99% of artists want to be us. So like, we can't get down about this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Essentially, it was along the lines of
yeah, but it was, I remember the real undertone, or I think how I remember it was just like, also like the realization of like, take yourself out of the bubble of like, oh my God, my music isn't exploding in popularity.
Exactly.
This was the basis of the conversation, I think, from what I remember. But like, because I had it, and at that time I was still learning it, you know, but like, dude, you're from fucking West Virginia, bro. Like, I remember saying that to you.
Yeah,
like,
you did.
Nobody in your fucking neighborhood or anyone in your family tree ever got to experience what you experienced. Nope. If you never made a fucking song, this was 5 years ago, or how long ago?
I would say this was probably 3-4 years ago.
Whatever. Yeah, 4 years ago, let's call it. If you never made a fucking song again, you already did. And like, it's not coming from it's not a complacency thing where like, oh, you know, I did good. It's just like, awareness of like, yo, this isn't the epitome of life. It's like I learned it only through going through it with baseball, where I thought baseball was my life. Yeah, fucking imploded on me, right in front of my eyes. But then I had this like whole other avenue open up that I would have never had. But then through that process, I learned like, look, like, dude, you had a great say you never made another song again. You've already like surpassed any expectation you had when you started. You said, yo, I sell out shows in New York City and I'm touring the world off of music. I'm just fucking, you know, just rapping about your life. Like it was easy. You weren't trying.
Nope.
It just was what it was.
Yeah.
But like the success you had, bro, like as much as we were in our own bubble and it was, you know, not mainstream by any means, like you had people tattooing the words you write all over the country. And I was just like, wanted to shake you and was like, dude, like, yeah, you could feel a certain way about your career, but your life, like your happiness, you know what I mean? Like you have a lot to be happy about. You have girls that are trying to suck your dick everywhere you go. You got real friends, you know what I mean?
And I wasn't even cute.
And you have money, you know, like you're not, like most people are fucking living paycheck to like, especially at that age.
Yep.
How old were you? Like 24?
I mean, at the time I was probably like 23, 24.
Yeah.
I got it's like what you said with the baseball. I was very woe is me about it because it was the first time in my professional life that I had any type of adversity.
Yep.
So instead of like, I don't know, having the compunction or the dick to go, I'm going to figure out how to fucking.
This is how you get it though.
Exactly. You gotta fall.
This is how you
You
get
gotta
it.
fall down.
Yeah.
It's it's simple now that you look back in hindsight, but
Right.
it's like at the time it was very like, oh, boo hoo,
Mm-hmm.
people don't love me, and then like the song started to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies to anybody who liked those songs, but like I feel like those were just like that was really
It's a moment
dark
in time,
music.
bro.
Exactly.
Moment in time. Moment in time.
Yeah, and fuck, I lost my train of thought.
No, I mean, bro, regardless
Yeah.
of any of all that shit, like, not that's not a wrong approach. That's how I felt in baseball. What
Yeah.
was me for sure. I just like that's why I sit in this chair. I to say it all. I feel lucky as hell. Like I had no idea this could happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like when I was in that moment and I didn't know any of this existed, I felt like you felt.
Mm-hmm.
All my worth was measured by, yo, all my boys are getting fucking drafted. I was better than all of them. I'm all American. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to leave my fucking room. I didn't want to go to the baseball parties. I didn't want to fucking even because like
That's how I felt. I felt embarrassed to be me. I felt like everybody is saying what happened to that dude.
yeah.
And I felt embarrassed to be me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to do anything anymore.
Yeah.
And the thing that like really has come back to ground me and go, oh, I started blaming myself.
Yep.
I was like, oh, my attitude. Like I used to be kind of an asshole. We're
Yeah.
very public about that.
Yeah, I used to be too.
I fucking just dug myself in a hole of like,
Mhm.
I'm a bad person. Like I was finding all these reasons to like blame myself.
Mhm.
And I was living with a bunch of dudes and like I would help them financially.
Mm-hmm.
And I would pay their rents when they needed it and like
That's something
things
a good
like
guy
that.
does.
But that's not the moral of the story here. They were like getting their foot in the door and like I had not musically but like trying to find their careers out here and I would like have to help them out.
Yep.
And it would kind of anger me at the time, but then I would like bitch to them about my career and like how I felt. And like in hindsight it's like, yo, I'm an asshole.
Mm.
I was helping people
Mm.
and bitching to them about my situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and they had to come to me and ask for my help.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for
Yeah, how do
them
they
to come
feel?
to me, yeah.
Right.
So like, how is everybody else feeling? So when I look back at it, it's like, even with this coronavirus shit, like to be a musician it's a little unstable if you're not
Yeah.
smart about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Coronavirus, like I didn't lose a job.
Right.
My royalties are
You
still
can
coming
still work.
in. I'm still cool.
Yeah.
So it's like, it really puts into like perspective of like how fortunate I've been.
Absolutely. And you haven't gave up and you've kept going. And
Yeah.
now these new records that you have are probably your best earning records,
Oh,
right?
Yeah, I mean, at least in the streaming era, like I
Yeah.
specifically remember a time when I was like, I don't even know if I can like have a song do 100,000 streams anymore.
Yeah.
And like now everything off the romantic comedy album is like
In the
the
millions.
shit in the millions again, and it's like because I stopped giving a fuck about
Yeah.
that shit.
That was the first music from you that when I saw it, my immediate reaction. Because I always understood what you're doing and you're working yourself out and like figure
Mhm.
like we don't know what the hell we're doing music. Like
Fuck no.
like it's an ironing out process, but I was watching and I see it, but like that's the first piece of music from you. As soon as I heard it, and remember the video, I texted you, I was like, this is it.
You said this is your sound.
Yeah, and I was just like, this is your sound. Like, have fun with it. Bro, if you have, we were just talking out there, like, you've cultivated a real following in the sense of like people who listen to you, right?
Mhm.
If you cater to these people and you're yourself authentically, like I feel like you're arriving at that, musically, like you're
Mhm.
just kind of like, yeah, you're gonna still iron it out, but you know where you're trying to live and what
Yeah.
space, and you're comfortable with the space, and that's when the music starts to feel like it fits again. Like it's not your headspace is a big part of like me getting my headspace right was a big part of like a creative unlock, and I see it now. Like I can watch other artists and be like, ooh, they're in a great headspace. Like these dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty easy to tell after you go through it and you could see, you know what I mean? And I see that with you in the sense of like there's a comfortability that's coming back. You're not like reaching it, you're not reaching at something. You're just kind of being you, being what you do.
Yeah, and that's the video you're talking about, the Too Much Pride.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first time in probably 4 years I just looked at myself and I was like, I like what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And even like fan interactions throughout the years have like depressed me
Yeah.
for the last 4 years because everything was like,
We'll get into this.
yeah, it got kind of negative.
Yeah.
Like, you know, do you still make music and shit like that?
Yeah.
And that was the first one. Somebody came up to me and was like, "Hey, I'm happy you're back." And at Trader Joe's.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And they're like, "Too Much Pride was
You
sick."
like forgot that like you
And
even
I was just like, "What?"
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
Like that felt really good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And there's like you're touching and you're circling around something I've been talking about a bunch. That it's where I'm heading in life and like trying to share with people. And I think you're headed to this path too. Like there's a maturity that's happening, and it like I'm still learning it and understanding it. But like
Mhm.
putting value, like I write in my journal every day. Like I no longer judge myself by like how other people or like you know, I'm no longer doing things for other people's opinions or admiration. And like I write that every day because I still feel myself getting bothered by shit when I see it, or still feeling really happy when everyone's liking something.
Mhm.
And what I'm getting at is like none of this shit fucking matters in the grand scheme of things, bro.
It doesn't.
And you're gonna get like you're a little younger than me, like you're gonna arrive there soon too, because it's like in this game, there's two ways you can go. You can get really lost in it, and you think this is everything. How many likes am I getting? What brands? Who? How much money? Oh, I'm at this party. Oh, I fucked that bitch. All that shit. At some point, bro, like something went off where I was just like, dude, what is it? Like, really? Is this really what it's about? And like some of it was going through hardships, some of it was like some psychedelics, you know, and like some of
You're
it
big on that wave right now.
yeah, yeah. Some of it was but I'm doing it like in a very like I've watched 25 TED Talks on it.
Mm.
Like there's tons of empirical evidence about how it's like amazing for your psyche.
Yeah.
But like I've only really tripped out. I went to Joshua Tree. We told you about this.
Mhm.
Like, but it was the first time I was like after that guy I started to become was just like, this is all for the ego. Like it really is though. Like having fun and enjoying myself and being comfortable and happy to be alive every day and shit. That is what I want to work on. And I love working on music and business, but like if I don't work on this, if I don't work on the fucking like how am I happy every day? Like if I'm not working on that too and I go down this for like even 4 or 5 days without revisiting this side and balancing it out, I start feeling myself getting bogged down again, caring about attention, caring about bro, none of these fucking people on the internet
No.
like know us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really about when it all said and done, like it's really just about like what you think when you look in the mirror and like, are you happy? And like,
Mhm.
do the people around you, do you have a connection? Like, are you a good person? Are you doing things that you feel like you're adding value to people, which I think you are through music for
Yep.
sure, but also just as a person and a friend, like being a good friend. Like I never really put thought into being a good friend and what that entails. And like, I look at myself and I realize how fucking egomaniacal I was about always needing to be right, even amongst my friends. Like,
Mhm.
no, this is what, like, not even letting people fucking finish their thought. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I also feel like who I look up to has been a big part of it. Like when I was younger, I looked up to musicians.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you see? What do? They fucking
Yo, look at this crib, this
yeah.
money.
This crib, all these bitches I fucked. I mean, even you know, our type of music and music that we made in the past is very
Yeah.
vanity driven like
Well, I
that.
mean, hip hop's like
It is.
it is like you
Not
can't
even
be
just hip hop, but yeah, that's probably the most unapologetic
for
way.
sure. It's definitely the most rash.
But
Like,
and now I don't look up to that so much, mainly because I know all these motherfuckers. I don't look up to these dudes. But like my the people I want to model myself after, I just think have completely different values.
who are they?
My favorite is Robert Downey Jr. by far.
Mm.
I just think that's like a great story.
Mm.
You know, dude had a giant drug problem, in and out of jail,
Mhm.
fucked up his whole life. You know, no studio would take a chance with him after he got out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
He convinced Marvel to let him do Iron Man, and fucking now he's the biggest thing in the world.
Dope.
It took like he scratched and clawed his way back.
Yeah.
You know, he fucked it all up, and then
I resonate with what you're saying exactly. I really do am most inspired by like guys who are like who are spiritual in some way.
mhm. I've
Skis,
seen that from you.
skis, but like just like the understanding of like, yo, like well, all of them are capital, like they're all capitalists and like successful and shit financially, but it's not what they're talking about. It's not their shtick. You know what I mean? But like, I try to learn from like these dudes like Wayne Dyer and like Deepak Chopra and like,
I got
like
the Deepak
even
book.
the people I follow. Did you love it?
I haven't started it yet.
You have it?
I just
you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, it's gonna change your life.
Yeah, we talked
It's
about
gonna change your life. I can't get through a podcast without talking about it.
To be fair, I asked him for the recommendation.
Yeah, but like, just even like, so social media, like, one is a huge conversation here about what we're talking about anyway. But I changed the people I followed. So like, a lot of the people I'm following they're not even in music. So yeah, you know, sometimes my ego and I try to gauge my ego versus these guys. If I was gauging my ego against rappers, I'm like the most humble guy ever, right? But if I'm gauging my guy against these people and like, you know, I'm reading Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, and he's like just an unbelievable guy. It's a guy I look up to. Unbelievable guy. But if that's my standard, sure, it's something to work towards, like for the rest of my life to get to that standard of like living, of humbleness and like, you know, just totally being in flow and not like caring or being impacted by anything outside of, you know, your life and being a good person. But like that, I feel like changed me completely because I'm still like way worse than them. I'll find myself caring about stupid shit and which girl and all this shit and like who's paying attention and how many clicks and all this shit.
We're also entertainers, so there's always going to be that sensibility about us, I feel like.
There's always, so like,
or at least we started that way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a fucking monk, but like, what I'm saying is like, I really, really want to bring that side with me on this, and like, I'm very interested in making money and building a business, and like, you know, I don't know if I want to be mega fucking famous or anything like that. Like,
fuck no.
Yeah, I don't.
Fuck
I've
no.
been behind that curtain as you have.
Yeah.
But you know, like my priorities have just shifted so fucking much, bro. Like, and when it comes to business, I'm still very, very, probably more driven than ever to like grow what we have and keep it growing. And but it's no longer about the attention.
That's one of, I think, the reasons that I was so drawn to you when we met. Speaking of, did you see the video that Kilmer posted the other day?
Yeah, it was the best thing ever. And
it's the worst thing ever.
No, it's the best thing. It took me a while to put myself back in that night. He told me, he was like, "Oh,
it was the back against you, wasn't it?"
And then I remembered it. I remembered it all. Like I remembered the fucking house, how crowded it was, all those dudes.
I remember because he only
like 40 dudes, just like, ugh.
This is a good testament to who we were back then. But he posted only me freestyling because he only likes to embarrass me. Maybe because you
was that freestyling too?
You were later, but he only likes to embarrass me. Maybe because you still pay him more than I do. I remember you had this line that just fucking killed me. I don't know how I saw that video and I remember this line, but I had like a shirt on, a button down, and a jacket, and you said Huey Mack. He wears 3 layers to hide that he's fat. And everybody in the room was like, "Oh!" And I sunk, and I was just like,
dead.
"Oh,
I'm sorry."
And then we became great friends.
We were already kind of friends from the night, though. That was like the end of the night, wasn't it?
That was like the end of the night.
That's so fucking
I mean,
that was the night we met.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. I felt very comfortable and like it fit. But I was gonna say, I
slept in your dorm room, baby.
Yeah,
Pause.
you did.
Pause
you
that.
Did. You did.
Slept right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
first night we met, we had a sleepover.
Somebody smashed their head into the window, through the window or something. One of your crazy ass. Like, dude, let me paint the picture real quick. I go to West Virginia, like, I'm green as fuck. I've made 2 songs. I have no idea what I'm doing. The first song kind of popped a little bit, the College Junior one. So I'm just like, yeah, like, you know, Huey hit, like, I don't know how we got linked up. There was something along the lines like,
Kilmer.
I came to West, Kilmer.
Kilmer made us, or got us to do Back Again, and then he shot the video.
I was making some songs with him, and you were too, and shit. So then I'm like, yeah, we'll come down to West Virginia. This song's about school, like going back to school.
I'm back again.
Yeah. These were all big songs for us at that time.
Huge. I made so much money off that song. Not off the song, but like touring and shit.
For sure. That was a big one. Became a little back to school anthem for a little bit. I pull up. This guy lives in like literally like the quintessential like typical what you fucking close your eyes and imagine like a West Virginia frat house. Not even a frat house, a building. Like it was like a compound.
No, it was a frat house.
Was it the brick one?
I was in a
the big brick one?
Yeah, that was a frat house.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
How many fucking dudes live in there?
Like 32.
32 motherfuckers. West Virginia.
You spent a lot of time there.
I did. I did my first drugs there.
I remember that.
You were a big part of that.
I did mushrooms there, and I didn't touch them again for 7 years because I had such a bad trip that I thought grass was attacking me.
Wow.
Back then we didn't know how to microdose, so I just
ate I've heard
bag. It was dark.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard you've told me about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I've heard many versions of this story from different people because I'm pretty open about it when this microdosing wave, and I try to be careful about it on the podcast a little bit, but not even careful. That's not the right word. It's just to explain. Like I literally have pills measured out that are 1/10 of like what just like a chocolate.
Have you done the chocolate? Because
Yeah,
I've been on that wave lately.
Yeah.
I didn't touch them for like 7 years.
Just take like a little piece of
until
it.
this quarantine, but like we've been doing the chocolates.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a
There's
lot
a
better
really
than
like
when grass was attacking me.
I mean, Joe Rogan fucking is the godfather of like talking about its benefits.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I just got on that wave. I was not a Joe Rogan guy until.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yeah,
you know, there's a like, dude, you can learn so much about like manhood and like not even manhood, but just like also like I didn't pay attention in school. I'm sure you didn't. Like when you want, like you kind of when you reach a certain time, you're like, oh, I want to like learn and grow. And like I feel like it's been more informative than like going. I went to Duke University.
Yeah,
and I don't fucking remember one thing I fucking learned there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The
like
thing I like about him is that you expect him to be one person.
Yeah,
and then I'm like, oh, he's not. Like when I didn't like him because I thought.
Kilmer, can you grab some White Claws? Thank you, sir. Maybe some Chug Buds too.
Yeah, I would definitely need some Chug Buds.
You
can probably grab me some more Bud
We should
Light
maybe
too.
do it. Yeah, grab some Bud Light. We should maybe do a Chug Bud.
Yeah,
very shortly.
To get back to our original story before I hijacked it, I feel like the reason that we connected was because I was very young. I started, I guess, gaining traction when I was like 18.
Yeah.
You had just graduated college.
Yeah.
And you had a business sensibility about you that I didn't have.
I mean, I went to a business.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
But I think I just looked up to you because I saw you had a lawyer.
Yeah.
You had all these things. So like the more I hung out with you, the more I started on. You had Freshly out of fucking who has a clothing brand after 2 fucking songs? So like
man, I always just
nobody does that. No, but I think like that's definitely what drew me to you in the early days.
Thank you. Thank you for that handoff. I feel that. But we like as much as
we also got ratchet.
I was about to say as much as like I was a few years older, like I was probably more immature. Well, you were immature as hell. We were both I was extremely immature too. Like we were equal level of immature.
We were, but you also just took things a little more seriously than I did. But I didn't know how then. Like nobody that I grew up with had any idea of what I was doing. Dude, my mom was coming to sell out concerts in New York City, like 500-600 people, and she'd be like, "Why are all these people here?" Like they didn't fucking get it. Nobody was telling. The only thing that the only advice I ever got was figure out your taxes. So like I really had to learn it all on my own.
There's a really, it's fucking wild. You're getting at a cool point, and it's like you said I wasn't ready.
Fuck no.
And there's something like beautiful in that.
Because like, you had to fall and fucking learn what you were doing.
Because look, like it's like I've gotten into this like divine timing, and it's just like no matter what you fucking think, there's like this parable. It's like about horses and like a farmer, like, oh, your horse is running away, like that's terrible, and he's like, who knows, good or bad? Who knows if it's good or bad? And then like the horses come back and they bring 2 other strays, and now, oh, that's great. Who knows? I can't reiterate it exactly, but the point is, when you get out of it and you can look back and be like, oh, I wasn't ready to do that then. There's times in my career, bro, there was 2 different times where I was about to ink a deal. Remember with Charlie Walker?
I remember.
And like I was in some shit, and like, bro, now looking at that, I'm like, yo, if I did those deals, I'd be home already, or I'd be like working on doing something. I wouldn't be doing music, because the only reason I was able to keep it because I had the lion's share of the music. Like I had enough to be afloat and like continue. But if I had done a deal, which I wasn't knowing the game now, I wasn't fucking priority to any of those fucking people.
No.
Like they're just one of many, and like I'm just like some ringer. Like you take a flyer on this white rapper who has fans and like see if it works. Like no one likes the music, you know, on the industry side. And that's how the tone was. But you said something really cool. You're like, I wasn't ready, and I think that's something really fucking dope, because you can't. The dope part about that is you can't know it in the moment.
No, you're so.
It's hard for you to know and recognize it.
It's true, but you're so arrogant, and you think you're ready.
And you know, you think
like,
you know
I
what you
remember
want.
touring,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, I got to get a Sprinter van to look better than if we're in
Pulling up in an SUV
or just the 15 passenger van.
Yeah.
Then you get the bill, and it's like, oh, 15 G's
Mm-hmm.
for a month, and then or like my first time doing that, or like having a lawyer and it's $12,000 bill for fucking 4 phone calls, and you're like, I wasn't taking the time to like weigh out my options. I was just going, yeah, no, I got to do this because I saw somebody else do that. I got to get a lawyer because everybody else got an entertainment.
And when the attention is so active, we had really active attention, and it just feels like, oh, this is just the beginning. It's growing and it's growing and it's growing, right? Which is fair to say, but there's no one in the music industry, especially. There's no one there. Like labels should have a fucking whole department dedicated to ushering in artists, how to navigate their money properly, bro.
Oh my
knowing
God.
these rappers and shit, like, and knowing the deals and what the fuck they think these money, like, yo, I got $1 million or I got $2 million. No, it's $2 million to make your album. It's $1 million advance. Guess what? It's just a fucking loan. And if any of the shit that you pop off, like, you're not gonna even make a return. Like, they're made. Those deals are made for you to never recoup. Like, that's how it is.
Yeah.
And like, you're sitting there like, oh, I'm in a dope studio and I got the tour bus and all this shit. Like, and I don't talk about music much on this podcast, but with you, obviously we can. But like,
you don't have a lot of musicians. You only have me and Mod, right?
Yeah.
I've actually had a deal. So I like.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I mean,
yeah, talk about it a
on
little
paper,
bit.
like I had this sucks to say, but I had a very fair deal. Like I didn't sign at 360. It was on the distribution side. After my first album, like I signed with a management that was like, I thought I was checking the boxes properly. Like my manager at the time was like responsible for Gaga, like Ellie Goulding.
I remember this.
All these people. And like on paper, you're like, yeah, I should do that. But then when you look back in retrospect and you're like, okay, well, I'm not those. Like I'm
Like, you're not even the same.
no, it's not even the
like,
same
what
fucking
what the
lane.
product is. Yeah,
No.
like it's a different.
So like that's why I don't. You see a lot of these people get like kind of angry towards like ex managers or like their label deals, and I was like, I put my I hold myself
It
accountable.
just didn't pan out.
It didn't pan out.
Wasn't the right decision.
But yeah, we did a deal with Universal, and they gave us a little advance for an album.
Which at the time you need a bag and cool.
I think it was like $50,000.
Yeah.
With a
It's just real money. How old were you?
Real money. I mean, I didn't take $1 of it. It was all into the album.
Right.
But I kind of let them take the lead for one. I mean, Pretending Perfection, the first album, sold like for what we were at the time, like astronomically, like hit the Billboard charts, completely indie.
Yeah.
And so we did that. We were like, okay, this is gonna be the next step. I think they gave me like $50,000, maybe 18 to 22%. They're taking a distribution fee.
For everyone listening, like we don't talk about the industry much at all. The norm for what artists take from their music income is fucking 15%. Now, this is.
I mean, they this was basically only a distribution deal, but I had their backing, so they only got 18.
Okay. So this is a different structure.
I have the rest.
Right. So what I'm saying is the typical. So you have the lion's share in this deal.
So basically, we ran a distribution so that they didn't have.
You did a distribution deal,
but with Universal, like we had radio, we had physical in stores.
Right.
Right.
So there's all different types of deals and shit, but the typical deal where like the artists you hear all over the fucking radio and the artists are like, oh, they always go viral. You get behind the curtain and you realize nothing actually goes viral organically. They're paying. They have $400,000 behind a song or more, and say, yo, we're going to pay Addison Rae. We're going to pay X. I don't know these fucking TikTokers.
You know what
and all
Addison
this
Rae
shit.
makes for one TikTok? I shouldn't be saying this, but I have a friend who just
Probably an
uses
absurd amount.
$10K a post.
I would have thought more.
Really? It might be more now. This was probably like 6 months
I
ago.
would have thought more. Pretty sure you can research that. But anyways.
Can you?
I think so.
Oh.
My point is, what the fuck was my point? These deals, like...
This is a big topic today because of the Kanye.
It is a big topic, but it's also like, we're talking out there. This is like a forefront of like what I'm trying to bring to attention and also like segues into our next move. But like 15%. And this fucking company, RIA, says, you know what? 1,500 streams equals one album. Or what is it? 1,500 for...
1,500 is one single, I think.
One sale. Who the fuck said that?
Right?
Who the fuck said that?
I have no idea.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like...
How does each service pay separately? That's what
The whole thing is just people making it up, and they're the corporations.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a different version of what already existed in the label deals of the past. That you talk about all these people coming out saying, yo, we were fucking broke and we had Grammys.
I'm not going to try to explain what publishing is right now because
Yeah,
I don't want to give anybody a headache.
It's tricky.
Publishing is...
I'm not going to try to explain it, but let's explain it.
I honestly can't explain it. I know what it is. But it's essentially what you're saying. It was music composition books.
Mm-hmm.
And they could no longer sell them because people weren't fucking using shit to compose piano shit. So they just made up a fucking form of money.
Yeah.
And now that's like a whole that's not even nearly half of our money unless we're on the radio. But like,
yeah.
It was just basically these publishers going, we're not making any money anymore. So let's fucking find a new way to fake it.
The rug is being pulled from out from under this. Like, it's not. It's a culture of corporate dominance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know how to put it, but like it's a culture, like they've dictated and mandated these rules, but like at some point artists we have our own platforms to so many millions. Like Kanye is going off and off and off about this right now. Say what you want about Kanye, a lot of the shit he's saying is fucking spot on.
He's always been his points are great, his approach. But this has been years.
Yeah, I'm not
the
a man
approach like sways people away from it.
Right. And I'm not a man, like I can't relate to that guy's life at all. So who knows? You know what I'm saying? But like, dude, there's a really, really interesting conversation like where you were touching on it a little bit. Like you didn't know what the fuck you were doing with your money and you were doing shit for ego, like making sure you looked a certain way. Guess what? I was doing the same, you know? Guess what? Everyone else is doing the same. Guess what? Everyone on social media, even to the fucking people in their neighborhoods, they have no following. Just to the people in their neighborhood, they're signaling, hey, look at me. Yo, I'm in fucking Tulum.
Bro,
yo,
I used to
89. I got 89 followers and I'm fucking doing, everyone's doing it.
I used to buy bottles in Morgantown, West Virginia at clubs.
It's hilarious.
Like dollar liquor.
It's hilarious.
And I would buy fucking tables and bottles.
And like stand at a crowded table with a bunch of frat guys with dips in like.
Yeah, definitely like fucking douchebags and Sperry's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like to touch on like that and to go back to my old thing, like my deal was like, I forget 18% and 50K. Not only did they have to recoup their 50K, but they got their distribution while they were recouping. So I didn't see $1 till it made 70 grand.
Right.
But the thing that got me and really turned me away from labels, they forced me, and like they got cool things. Like some records were getting radio push and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted everything to be in stores.
Mm-hmm.
And this was 2015. They wanted it to be in like FYEs and whatnot.
So that's an expense.
Well, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted it to go in store.
This is a prime example of what happens.
Yes. My second album came out the week Apple Music came out. So one, nobody's buying anything because they're all getting the free trial. Mm-hmm. And you got Spotify kind of working. So everybody's streaming. And then they throw me in stores when, dude, computers don't even have fucking CD players anymore.
Cars don't either.
It's like, there's no point.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool to like go in the store and buy it and be like, hey, it's me.
Yeah. For the ego.
Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. And like 3 statements later, I look at it and it says I owe minus $8,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what?
This is the games that play.
Because they forced it to put in stores, and then they weren't selling in stores, so they fucking charged me.
It's the games that are played.
I know and I never did anything like that again.
Yeah, and this is like, I think this is where the culture is gonna go, like transparent conversations about this, because like everyone watching you, watching me, watching the people on the internet at whatever facet they're at, until you reach a certain level of like real fucking fame and like real traffic and like, you know, there's a fucking huge hill to climb to live the lifestyle, to do what we do, and to be profitable.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's this whole thing of like, oh, you're rich, like everyone, you know, like the general public would just doesn't understand any of this, but it's a cool behind the curtain look of like, yo, like this is really the hustle. Like this is the grind of the whole thing that like no one really gets. And just too recently, it's never been cool to share.
No, I don't give a fuck anymore.
It's all like, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at when we sat down.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you reach a certain time, we're like, none of that fucking mattered. None of that fucking mattered.
Dude.
All the people at home, all the people that fucking follow you or on the internet, just a perspective thing. The guy that says, yo, Huey, you still making music, bro? Trying to troll you? Bro, you're on his mind enough.
Yep.
For to sit down or stand up on his fucking phone or wherever he is and go to your page and type that.
Yeah.
So probably there's something a lot deeper than that. 2, he's definitely he's in a bad spot.
Yeah.
That guy.
Have you ever seen Kevin Hart on Joe Rogan?
Yes.
He talks about this. He's like, do you know what it takes to go in somebody's comments and just be like,
think about how sad those people are.
that's exactly how he did it.
Yeah, think about how sad those people are, really, though. Like, and when you're impacted by it, still to this day, I'll get impacted. And I'm like, it just now at this age and this time of this experience, being like, oh man, like, that guy's got it, like, he's sad. You know what I mean? For him to, for them to be hunting it. But like, also, just when I talked about stepping out of that bubble when we were back on the tour bus and like really looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of your own fucking ego for a second and be like, yo, this dude, like, that's like, you don't know that guy exists, but he's taking his time out of your day to fucking chirp you.
I've come to learn I only feel impacted if I feel that way about myself.
Bingo.
The only time where I've ever read something and I've been like, oh,
Bingo.
and it's ruined my day, I was already feeling that way.
You have it,
on the flip side of this, the other podcast we talked about, like the weight loss and stuff, that was 100% because of Twitter. I posted a photo on Instagram and somebody commented, it's really funny in hindsight, but they said, you look like a peanut. This is a dead true story of why I got a trainer.
Like,
I
do look like a peanut.
No, it wasn't that.
I love that.
I didn't understand what he meant. Like, is it like the outside or is it like the just fucking that in? So anyways, like a couple weeks go by then somebody tweets, I just saw Huey Mack at a bar looking like a peanut. And I went, oh my God.
I'm a peanut.
I look like a peanut. I fucking Googled trainers near me and I paid. I had to learn how to get into shape like that.
That's cool.
But it was literally like, a lot of people talk about like bullying and like stuff online, and sure, for some people at their circumstance.
Yeah.
I've taken abuse online since I was 18.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, it actually sparked me to go, oh, fuck.
Well,
I need to change this.
Well, deep down, you thought they were right a little bit. You knew you were out of shape.
I probably look like a fucking peanut.
You knew you're out of shape.
Yeah.
This is like, that's when you start to become a man. Like, I feel like you start to become an adult. You can actually like, just instead of like the normal response, like, fuck these guys, like dorks. And I would used to write back to people and be like, yo, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the way you approach like an actual criticism, as much as it's harsh and like rash and not the way to do it. You actually took it and channeled it and did it. I mean, you're much happier with the way you look now. Obviously.
I think it was the start of me pulling myself together.
Yeah.
At least in terms of like, I've never had structure in my.
You need this tat.
You want to call your guy up? We'll do it after this.
Who cares? Yeah. Is he in town? Where's Foley? He left. Foley's
I'd
fucking
actually do it.
25 and he's going on 45.
I know.
Like if it's 9:30, he's like looking around. He's like, "All right, I'll see you tomorrow." You know what I'm
sounds
saying?
about right.
But this who cares shit. Like, no one gives a fuck. It's for you.
Yeah.
No one really gives a fuck, dude. Like, no one really gives a fuck
I
if you
think
lose
about-
weight or you don't. It's
No.
you.
But
for you.
it was one. It's a confidence thing. Like,
Yeah.
people come up to me and they say,
You look
"Dude,
good,
you look
yeah.
so good right now," and like
Yeah.
it's an automatic. It boosts your whole fucking day, regardless if like
Right.
it matters. Like that,
Right.
it really does.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I just had a thought and I lost it.
This happens all the time.
It was the first time I got like structure in my life. Like,
yeah.
working out every day was like, I mean, my adult life has been extremely privileged in the sense like,
Yeah.
I've got to make music for a living since I was basically 19.
This is what the boy was trying to tell you on the bus.
I know. It is. And I wasn't able to look at it in the way I am now. But like, working out was like, okay, now I have this on my agenda every day. And then it started making me go, I really hate downtime.
Mhm.
Whereas I used to like
it.
binge TV shows during the day and like
Mhm.
work when I could.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, yo, I fucking hate, like, I don't turn on my TV before 5 p.m.
Yeah. It's great.
Like,
Great.
Yeah.
These are all steps.
It
These are all
is.
steps you take. Everyone
It
has
is.
their own routes and
And life afforded me the kind of the ability to be lazy.
Yeah. And to
And I used to
work that out.
Yeah. And
not-
I used to say, oh, I'm the carefree, chubby kid, average Joe that everybody likes.
Mhm.
And that used to be my excuse.
Rationalization.
No excuse, but
Mm.
rationalization. But that's why I didn't
Yeah.
do
But-
that earlier.
Part of that was carefree, which you were onto something.
Yes.
Which is why your shit worked in the first place.
True. And that's also why I feel like
But you didn't need to be unhealthy either
no.
to be carefree.
No.
Because
but-
you're reaching a level, you're earning yourself to a way of like, and that's what I'm earning myself to. Like, I really genuinely don't want to give a fuck. I know how good it's gonna feel. Still to this day, I give a fuck. But I'm saying,
There's always certain things that you
of
give a
course,
fuck.
but like now I'm like, oh yeah, I care. Like even when you said like when people say nice things or whatever, like it's great and it's what happiness is about, being kind to each other and shit. But like, I really want to be at a point where nothing fucking matters. Like it's not like, look, if there's people around you, like your friends and they give you compliments because they're around you and that makes sense and it's uplifting. But at the same time, bro, I'd love to get to a point where I genuinely was just so content with myself that I didn't really need one. Like even still, you know, you post something, you look at how many likes it gets. I still find myself reading the comments, you know, and it feels. I still recognize that it makes me feel good,
Mhm.
and that's like, it's not wrong that it makes me feel good, but deep down, I know like if I achieve what I'm trying to achieve, I won't need that to make me feel good at all. You know?
I kind of on the. I don't know if this is on the basis at all. Actually, now that I'm talking,
Just
my
say it.
boy,
Doesn't have to be on
my
the
boy's
basis at all.
company went public today,
Uh-huh.
and he just became like a multi-millionaire.
Mm.
And me and Noah were talking about it, and he's like, "Wouldn't that just be the dream to just do that and be anonymous
Mm-hmm.
like that?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's part of
What we do is different because we're entertainers. So like
it sounds stupid saying it, but not so much given our approaches to this. Meaning like taking the route we've taken for the most part, as much as you could say you're the fucking public figure, but like not doing the deals and not trying to scale up to as
Mhm.
much attention and fame as possible. Like right now, I could legitimately tell you fame and attention is at the bottom of my totem pole. What I will say is I'm interested in growing. I'm interested in growing a fan base but I'm interested in growing the fan base. I don't want to say like, oh, this, you know, like I'm completely complacent because it's not. Every day I try to grow it, but it's not about like the reason that the end goal of it is completely different. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I used to really just want to be the like, well, you know, anyone like I want to be the guy everyone's like, oh, he's the best. It's
I mean-
great. You know, he's the shit. Like I used to think it was amazing when people flip out and you get to a place, and that still makes you feel good.
It makes
for
you
how
feel good.
long?
It makes you feel validated in that moment.
Makes you feel validated for a moment.
And I even listen. Haven't listened to a lot of my old music in fucking 5-6 years, and I went one day during this like quarantine period. I went back and I was
Revisited.
Like, I wonder how this is. Most of it, to be honest, pretty bad. But
this is a cool point.
I was listening to who I was then. A lot of the topics were, I'm gonna be so big. I'm gonna make you eat your fucking words. That shit. And I was listening to it and I was like, that shit doesn't fucking matter to me. I don't talk. I listened to my album. I didn't. I mean, obviously it was a concept, but like, there wasn't a thought of that in anything I wrote. Like nothing I wrote. That shit just doesn't matter to me anymore.
It's a cool point in this. Something I arrived at as well, and something that goes with our whole point. I don't fucking judge anyone for not fucking with me before. Like, if I go on to be famous, like even the notion of like, fuck you guys, look at me, I popped off, you guys were wrong. Like, I look back and I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it if you like it, but it's very dislikable.
Like, incredibly dislikable. A lot of things we did were incredibly dislikable.
Dude, but bro, we were being ourselves.
We were.
And we were good spirited. Like, there was never a malice in any of it. You know what I'm saying?
No, even I think like I was an asshole to people, which I was. And I used to get on Twitter and it'd be like, I met Huey Mack and he was an asshole. And I'd be like, why do all these people think I'm an asshole? And I realized like the way I was speaking to people was like me trying to come off as cool.
Yeah, your ego.
And it came off as like I wasn't trying to be mean to these people, but I was like, it just like to them it was like that because I wasn't like being warm or like giving attention.
Right.
And like that's been a big thing. And like,
yeah, for sure. You've definitely gotten way more warm, bro.
Part of it's like ego, part of it's insecurity, I think.
Warm?
Not being warm, but like random people and like being around them and stuff. Like, I don't know if I ever felt like the attention was like for me at the time. Because it like, no, I wasn't like a nerdy kid. Like, I was always like, I played sports. I was like, I fit in. But
you never struck me as like attention hungry during it.
No. But like, I definitely I remember feeling uncomfortable sometimes in those situations.
Yeah. It's an uncomfortable thing.
It really is. And like that comes off really bad when you're like kind of like uncomfortable in the situation.
And once you get older, you like, or even just realizing like, dude, no one in the room would ever think that you were insecure. They're excited you're there and they're like, oh my God, Huey, you know, in that world, oh my God, Huey Mack.
I feel like a lot of ego is insecurity though.
It is.
Yeah.
So it's like the reflection. It's like insecurity's reflection, but also ego is just like Jim Carrey put it away. He was just like, it's your social mask. It's this like, you could have an ego even just at your job in your office and like who you are to the people, even like, you know, like outside of your immediate family, like you even have a social ego. You have a social mask to like the people in your neighborhood or your auntie and uncle and their family. And like, there's a certain way that you think they consume you and what you are, you know, like really though, genuinely. And it's what he called depression, like deep rest. Cause it's like, you're so tired from playing that role of, you know, like.
Have you ever felt depression?
I think I was probably in a little bit of my first experience with like having real anxiety. Like I was a very happy and very lucky dude.
Yep.
Growing up, great family. We weren't poor at all, but we were just like middle class, regular, you know, like
I've slept in the basement.
You slept there. It's a homey spot.
It's a great spot.
But you know, like as far as all my journey up, I was always the best athlete. Everything went my way, and then all of a sudden, it like when we talk about taking the rug from under you, like one day my arm just fell off.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that. That was my first experience with anxiety of like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Right? Then, and there was definitely some growth there. And then I got a lucky break and music went off. The ego right back. I'm the fucking man, you know, like, and to be great or to even like do what we do, you have to think you're the man,
Mhm.
you know? But then going through being in love for the first time, falling out of love, questioning what the fuck you're doing at all, that happened, what was that,
I
about
feel like
2.5, 3 years ago? Oh, I think it was like 2.5 years
I
ago.
feel like that my 2 breakups have been eye-opening in different ways for me in the
Yeah,
sense of, like, how I moved forward. One, I didn't handle the first one I didn't handle very well, and this one, like, I completely changed a lot
yeah.
of
The
the shit about
toxicity, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, me too. Like, the guy my ex dated is, like, no longer here. So, like, what I'm saying when you talk about, like, how you break up, like, as much as, I might have things to blame her for,
No, exactly.
like, this guy looking back at that guy, it's just like it's like what I just said about God, like, I don't look back at people that didn't fuck with my music and be like, "Fuck you." Like, I get it.
Instead of having bitterness, I look at I guess, the points that they have,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
those are what I reflect on more than
I got an
anything.
interesting point about this. I think there's like a misconception about like soulmates, right? I think there's you think everyone looks at soulmates like, oh, I'm gonna find my soulmate one day, and it's all relationships, just like you know, relationship based. But like, there's soulmates in friends, but there's also soulmates, in my opinion, for moments in time, for periods of your life. I'm no longer that same person, really. Like, I
Yeah.
genuinely feel like I look back at that person and I'm like, I don't really remember what it's like to be that person. But like, there's a soulmate for that period of time. You were a soulmate of mine at one point. We made a bunch of music and had a bunch of fun together. Kilmer, Blue, all soulmates of mine. Like,
Mhm.
there's no other way of me looking at it. Like 8 billion people on the fucking planet. We do all this shit together for a fucking decade. It's
Mhm.
crazy. So
Yeah.
like, it's how I look at relationships in general. But like, having that outlook on your ex, like, I don't fucking regret 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No.
because I would have still been that douchey dude if I didn't like get my ass kicked by like being in love, feeling what that feels like,
Yeah.
and then falling out of it, and then wondering like, what the hell is even the point of what we're doing, type shit. Like, so that's probably the closest I got to depression. I don't think because I was able to, at least I had experience with like loss with baseball a little bit,
Mhm.
and even still, on the grand scheme of things, these are fucking champagne problems. My baseball career didn't pan out, and my fucking model bitch, of course, didn't fucking work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is surprised by that? But what I'm saying is like, all of those things, like if you look back, like those are like they're actually focal points for who I am today.
I
And it's what I try to say. And I think all this shit, all the pain you felt through all this shit, and everyone has their own, like, yeah, you could say our problems are champagne problems, but to us in our world, in our ego, especially
nah.
if our awareness isn't great enough to step out of it, you are living it. I've lived it. I've lived it. Hey, why don't people accept me on a national scale? Why? Then you learn more and more about the business, and like as I started getting behind the curtain, I'm like, oh, okay, there's a lot more factors at hand. Maybe this is my path. And I started to believe it was my path.
Mhm.
Whereas one point there's a ton of self-doubt. So what I'm saying is like like to answer your question, that's probably the closest I got to depression, but it's really I got a I got a first hand like experience with anxiety for the first time.
You ever
Really
have a panic
bad.
attack?
No,
Mm.
not panic attacks, but you could call them that. Like, I don't even know what a panic attack. Like, I would just
Oh, they're the
like
fucking
like for the
worst.
first time I'm in my room, I wasn't okay with just like being in my room by myself. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mhm.
why I'm in love with meditation now and shit, because I remember a time when I couldn't sit with myself,
I live alone now for the first time in my life.
which is liberating, but also weird.
It was amazing until like that 3 months where nobody actually really saw each other, and then like
Well, coronavirus really hurts
a
that.
couple nights it got kind of dark there. But for the most part, like it's been Comer's over there laughing. A couple nights it got kind of weird, but for the most part, like it's been so good for me because I'm very comfortable with myself,
Yeah.
and like
Are you able, how are you looking at life now in general? Are you able to be like, to kind of see how like trivial a lot of this shit we care about is? And
I think for the first time, One, I stopped touring in 2017 because I wanted to rebrand. I didn't see it going up, and it's weird and ironic. I was in the barber shop, and I was reading this article about Matthew McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
He told his agents that he didn't want to be the romantic comedy guy anymore, and a touch of irony. And he was like, I told them like I'm not gonna do any roles for a couple of years, and I'm only pick like drama ones because I want to be like that.
Right.
And I didn't really see it going upwards with what I was doing.
Right.
So I
Just
told
the style, you mean?
yeah, the whole frat thing, and I like couldn't figure out my next move, and like the tours weren't getting bigger. So I told my agent, I was like, hey, let's not take any offers for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me figure this out.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I got healthy and I started to figure things out. And like I guess you can call it a rebrand. Like the music still feels like me, but a much more mature me.
Yeah.
And also I finally got a whole bunch of shows and then they got canceled because of coronavirus. In another touch of just great fate. But
hey, who knows if it's good or bad?
After
buddy.
3 years, I mean, I'm not upset about it, but I think after touring since I was 19 to that point, and now I've been here and I have a life, and like I've always been Huey in a sense. This is the first time I've been Joey, which is my government name. This is the first time like I have a.
I'll never call you Joey ever.
No, Kilmer does, but you don't. But it's the first time.
You call him Joey? That's weird.
This is the first time I've felt a sense of identity to myself.
Yeah.
So like for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm truly happy with who I am. And therefore, like by living with myself, I'm comfortable with it. Whereas I used to have 5 homies that I was either
It's a beautiful thing.
I was paying for,
Yeah,
or hiring, or like
company
I
to
just
make you
always had
feel-
to. And like now that I've lived with myself in like LA, like people don't come up to me. Like when I was in West Virginia, it was like everybody knew me.
Right.
So like
Of course.
I've felt
You're the West Virginia god. You were.
I've felt a sense of like I like this person. Like I'm very happy with myself right now.
That's amazing.
I'm glad that we got to that point.
Me too.
I lost it there.
I gotta pee, and then let's do a chug bud and stop being pussies.
I gotta pee too.
We'll be right back with You Never Know, You Know What I Mean, right after this urination break. Let's cut this shit. Now it's been several months since I've been supplementing one of the greatest products on earth from Liquid IV, the Hydration Multiplier. Let's not forget, just one of these little packets, one of these little doodads, is the equivalent of 2 to 3 bottles of water when you just mix it into 1 bottle of water. It's magic, folks. Now, John Kilmer here with a fantastic new product, Liquid IV, as if they weren't changing the game enough. They came out with the Hydration Multiplier plus immunity support in the greatest flavor ever, tangerine. It's fantastic stuff. Now, I can't stress enough how important this is these days. You need your vitamin C, your vitamin D, your zinc, all important things for your immune system, and you need the hydration. Whether you're getting over a horrendous hangover, or you need a couple of electrolytes to get sprinkled in right after a tough workout, Liquid IV is here for you, and we have a great offer for you. Go to liquidiv.com, use promo code YNK to get 25% off. I'm going to say that again because it's such a great deal. liquidiv.com, promo code YNK, you get 25% off your entire order. Hey, how are ya? John Kilmer here with a fantastic new product. Now, you hear me talk a lot, but what I do even more is I listen. And when I listen, I use my Raycon E25 Earbuds. This new model's bringing you 6 hours of playtime, seamless Bluetooth pairing, more bass, a more compact design, and most of all, a noise isolating fix. These days, I'm listening to the new Taylor Swift album, very underwhelming, and a new book by Jay Shetty called Think Like a Monk. Fantastic read, I highly suggest it. Now, Raycon was founded by celebrities such as Snoop Dogg, Mike Tyson, J.R. Smith, and most of all, our friend Ray J. Very underwhelming sex tape, but very good earbuds. Totally redeemed himself. Now, we got a good offer for you today. If you go to buyraycon.com/YNK, you're going to get 15% off your entire order. That's buyraycon.com/YNK. Get 15% off your new earbuds. Tell them Steve sent you.
Let's get back to our roots. We turn into big, huge pussies. We used to party our ass. Well, we still do.
I was here till 5 a.m. the other night. We definitely still did.
I went to bed and
You went to bed a little early.
I mean, I had a ting here, otherwise I wouldn't have.
Yeah, we had.
I never bail early if there's not a bitch in there. I'm trying to get busy.
Yeah, no, you were in love that night.
I wasn't.
No,
Haven't been in love.
but she was like, "Babe, let's go to bed," and you were like, "I gotta go. She wants to go to bed."
It's her birthday. It was her birthday.
Okay, we'll go.
You know, it's her birthday.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah, no,
like at one point, I was at a party like that night, and it was like her party, and she's a fucking rock star, like super cool,
Seemed really nice.
super cool girl.
Seemed like a sweetheart.
I don't like LA girls really at
No,
all.
fuck no.
She's actually a rock star. She's from Indiana. You know,
I kind of got that vibe from her. It
Yeah.
could have been the camo Stevenson shirt.
there's so many girls with Stevenson Ranch merch walking around this fucking place.
You're like, have you ever heard the rumors about Derek Jeter give him like a?
Yeah, that's my like gift. What's the word I'm looking at? Goodie bag.
I survived Stevenson Ranch.
I lived to see another day after getting piped down at the Stevenson Ranch.
Me and Blue kicked it in here with 2 girls after you went to bed for like I don't know, a couple more hours.
I love that. Blue wasn't even here either. Blue was here, but he wasn't here.
The lights were on. Nobody was home in the
Nobody
entire.
was home. Yeah, when you get to a certain hour up here, like this deck turns into.
I will say I'm proud of myself because.
It's just a big tidal wave. I feel like we're like on the rough seas, and we're just like.
With that being said,
it really is.
I'm gonna miss
Blue
you.
turns into Johnny Depp.
I'm gonna miss you guys, but the other night I got home and I was lying in bed and I was like, the sun isn't up. This is the win.
Yeah, like in LA, those nights happen more often than you would think. And like you don't even really have to have that plan.
Bro, after one of the nights at your guys' house, he's seen it on my whiteboard. It's up on my wall in my room. I wrote nights past 4 p.m. and I gave myself 5 for the whole entire year.
That was it. You drew the line. I love to be a part of your healing.
I was like, it was one of those nights here. And I was like, fuck. We both texted. I was like, what the fuck?
I love to be a part of your healing process. Let's do a chug bud.
Yeah.
I will say, have you done a chug bud seated ever? No.
I feel like we did them seated the first
Just
podcast.
open up the floodgates a little bit. It's not the same as standing. Dude, be a veteran one time. Did you crack it?
Yes, I cracked it.
Jeez.
Goodness gracious. I'm a veteran now.
I thought you were gonna. Yeah. You
I
are.
have
veteran.
one at my home.
We've done. How many chug buds would you say you've ripped? So
Over
far?
under? More than you've sold.
No way. No way. You'd be dead. We've done all right. But dude, how many actually would you guess? Like,
160.
that's awesome. That's a great number. I love that number. I've done close to like.
Dude,
I've done upwards of 500-600.
I just think if I've been here in the last year,
It's fucking horseshit.
Okay. I've been here 40 times in the last year, probably.
Yeah.
Give or take 2-3 tonight. Probably done like 120 to 160.
Yeah. You're sitting comfy in.
Plus, I got one in my house.
sitting comfy in.
Sometimes I just sit there watching TV and I'm
be
like,
like, no one's watching.
You've done it with wine before.
Yeah.
No,
you can't.
Is there any canned wine?
canned wine.
Is there? If I had to
Surprised
ask, I've
Kilmer's
never
not a
known.
consumer of the canned wine.
He's definitely.
All right, let's do this.
All right.
Cheers, sir,
Hey,
to an unbelievable journey.
yes.
Yeah, suck it back.
Fuck you, Kilmer.
Gear!
Watch the gear.
Oh, that's for the video you posted to me the other day.
That's for posting his freestyle from
Yeah,
2012.
That's for posting a 9-year-old freestyle. By the way, my college boys still send me that fucking riffraff freestyle.
That was the shit.
I'm so bad in it.
Are you?
I was blackout drunk. I make no sense. And it's got like hundreds of thousands of views, and I'm like, no,
That was a
bitches, fuck me. No.
that was an interesting night.
I'd say.
It's an interesting.
That was our
night.
first time in LA. Do you remember that?
Um,
That was my first time in
vaguely.
LA. Because we went to the club with Ebanks that night.
Oh my God, geek. Devin Ebanks.
Yeah, remember
Is
that?
he still playing? Is he done?
I don't know. We fell out of touch, but
I remember that now. We went to that club and they played 2 Chainz I'm Different on loop.
they were like, "Yo,
10
here's
times
that
in a
new
row.
2 Chainz," and then they kept playing it and going, "Here's that new 2 Chainz." And
The
I looked at
crazy
you and
part
I was
is-
like, "Have they played
I
this
mean,
10 times?"
we were the only white guys in there, which
True.
was no problem at all. Like we were vibing,
We fit in.
but it was very. It's interesting because I fucking love that song. It was 2 Chainz I'm Different, and I was like,
Kilman, you were there too.
dude,
weren't
the
you?
guy I
Yeah.
was though, I was like, yeah, like you know, like hating on it. Like you gonna play this for
Well,
10
after-
minutes, bro? Fucking play it. Like
But
you know,
no,
like-
they literally kept going. Here's that new 2 Chainz. I'm different. Yeah. Here's that new 2 Chainz. I'm different. And we finally looked at each other and we're like, I don't think it's new anymore at this point.
Yeah, but the new guy, I would fucking like. I would love it. My music taste has changed so much. Man, what a time! What a time! What else should we cover, man? What else, where do you think we should go with this conversation? Because I think there's definitely a really ratchet element.
We could go story time.
Yeah, like there's a really ratchet element. Like for those who don't know, we haven't touched on this yet. So a lot of this, you might be like, how do these guys know each other so well? We probably made like 20 songs together or so.
We
right?
had a whole mixtape together.
Yeah.
I actually listened to it recently.
Some of it's kind of cool, if I can recall.
I
recall correctly.
I remember listening to it and going, there were some really cool ideas here that we just weren't capable of like honing in on.
Do you look back? When I think of that time, it's a fucking hurrah. Like, I've done way cooler shit and had if you're comparing it on paper, like all the shit we've done since then has been cooler and like technically should be more fun. But there was just like a certain twinkle in our eyes. We were so new and we were for the first time like being our own adults, disconnected and like running our own businesses and like we're kind of famous in our bubble. And I think back, like I put myself back at Kilmer's studio. Where was it? Midtown?
First of all, Kilmer's studio
was the best.
You think the nights here are fun? Those nights were fun.
To put it in perspective, it was the size of this room, probably the whole thing.
But
we jammed. But there was a balcony right near the Empire State Building, which was a vibe. Which I took down a few bitches out there. Still some of my favorite rounds I ever got off. But dude,
we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, but like I think back to those times, and it was just like
you can't.
I had no fucking idea what I was doing, and that was why it was so good.
Yes,
was why it was so fun, though.
And to touch on that, it was new.
Yeah,
everything around us was new.
Yeah,
attention. I mean, I can't speak for you, but like attention was new, and I was doing this new album, and I was like, I got that feeling again of like newness.
Yeah,
instead of like just repeating
and enjoying yourself again.
And the one thing that like
I was having a blast making those songs.
So much fun, and they all suck.
honestly, what's the song
I'll
called,
listen to some, and I'm like,
there was one song called thank you, sir. School, and then another song, Envy.
You like
something?
Was that the one that had the Drake sample? That was Envy. Envy.
That's a vibe.
I
heard that like a few years ago, and I was like, this isn't bad.
I like the one that's like, I'm gonna make you love me somehow.
I think some of them
were cool.
Like I actually, honestly, our mixtape was like pretty hard. Like I can't listen.
Hollywood was fire.
I can't listen to a lot of my shit. And
I have a problem.
But like, dude, we were always on to something. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
No.
Steve, you're fat.
I was very hit or miss.
You're fat, Steve. It's okay. Huey was fat. You can lose weight too.
Yeah, Kilmer actually, when I came here, he goes, "Yo, we just named Steve Huey Mack because he's fat."
You can count on Kilmer to bring you back down to fucking
planet
but Earth.
I actually know it. Kilmer's one of those people, like I know it comes from a good place, so it doesn't bug me. What was I gonna say? The thing that I think made it all kind of chaotic was that in that period of time, we didn't really have time to do anything but make records and release them. Like I remember not releasing a song for a month.
That was the shit, though.
It was. But
it was the shit.
It was the shit. But now, like, I haven't released a song in 10 months. I'm about to in October. But, like, I don't feel like I'm, like, I need to release something immediately. And, like, back then I would...
You're, like, living your life.
I remember, like, within 4 weeks being like, oh, fuck, I haven't put anything out in a month. Like,
you guys need beers out here? Let's get some beers in the gallery, no? Anyone drinking? We the only one drinking? Blue's got a little mixy going. Let's get some goddamn fucking action in the gallery, for Christ's sake.
Yeah. I felt that need to be rushed, but like at the time, like I loved it. I think people thrive under pressure, and like
to be honest, can I be honest?
Yeah.
We've been talking about it a bunch, and like we were talking about it downstairs a little bit. I'm going back. Going back there.
To those days.
Like I have so many songs.
You mean you're going back to the release?
I've been in limbo for so long making these songs. You know, Mike Stud was ending.
I mean, I see that wall with 82 songs on it.
Yeah, a lot of them are repeats. And
I've
shit.
yeah,
Some
I've
of
heard
them
a
are
bunch
ideas
of
too,
them,
but like there's probably 50 ideas and like or some 25 songs, 25 ideas. But like everything I've made that I liked the last 2.5 years has been going on the board, not going out.
Yeah.
Because it was Mike. It wasn't Mike Stud. And for like a good year and a half of that, I had to avoid that topic of discussion because I didn't know how it was panning out exactly or when it was happening. But now, and we talked about it outside a bunch, we don't have to go into it crazy, but like I'm really going into like, I have full ownership of this shit and I'm really going into like, we rolling? We good?
Yeah.
I'm really going into, fuck, god damn it. I'm going into like dropping the music and getting back into the energy of how it was back then, but like obviously better songs, and we're gonna run it up. Like I have money now, like we can run it up on some visuals and do it better. But like, you know, we're not gonna talk about the details of it, but you know what's been kind of going on behind the scenes, and like the whole COVID thing has like opened up this door of like, yo, I kind of wanna really just go crazy and drop a ton of music and just see where it lands us. Because there's a certain magic in that.
There is, but
there's a certain magic in that though. Like, I know what you're getting at, but I'm a little ahead of you in the sense of like, I'm older than you, 1. 2,
Okay,
I've had this house and the setup. You just got a setup. I was one of the main focal points of you getting a setup.
Yes, true.
'Cause I used to yell at you for you having to learn how to do it yourself, and now you are.
I am. I suck really bad at mixing, but
It's fine. It doesn't matter.
no, it's fine.
But like, bro, there's a certain magic, and there's no like, let me like everything I read spiritually, it's about flow state, and like we were in flow, bro. It doesn't matter what we think about it now.
I don't disagree.
We didn't think about shit, bro.
No.
And like, yes, to elevate, my point is when I say I'm ahead of you in the sense of I had a bunch of time here to make a bunch of music.
That's
and,
what I was gonna say.
Throw paint against the wall.
You've been sitting on this music, so you know it's good.
Exactly.
And the way we used to work,
You didn't. Yeah, exactly. No, I know what
we
you're saying.
just made it,
Mhm.
didn't think twice,
Mhm.
and put it out.
Mhm.
So when I go back and I listen to that shit, and like, granted, not a lot of things were held up in that time. I'm just like,
dude,
had I like you probably
who gives a fuck?
No, it doesn't fucking matter.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who gives a fuck until somebody comes up to you at a grocery store and goes, "I love fuck me, baby," and you're like, oh. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, but like, I get it.
I'm kidding.
I
That
get
complete
it.
Joke.
But like, I get it.
I understand what you're saying.
But dude,
Content is everything.
who gives a fuck? For then,
You're right.
bro, like, think about it.
All those songs are fucking.
Huey,
bad.
here's why the perspective of looking back and judging it is wrong. Because, dude, at that era, in that time, that was a sound.
Yep.
There's
Absolutely.
a reason it fucking hit.
Absolutely.
At one point, the white college rappers were the ticket. We were in that. So 1, it's a blessing to be in that. But 2, like, if you were being a pussy and like holding on to songs, it wouldn't even have happened.
That's fact.
You wouldn't even be here.
I would have ended up hating.
You wouldn't be here.
Yeah, no, that's true.
If you weren't dropping all this shit that you think is trash, guess what? It was good enough for at least us to get going, and we started doing shit, and we're doing shit together. Then we're touring and doing all this shit.
Yeah.
And like, you wouldn't be sitting here. I wouldn't be sitting here.
We wouldn't know each other.
We wouldn't know each other. But like,
But with that
we
being said,
probably wouldn't be musicians. And you're being all like sitting here like, I wish I had time to sit and like navigate.
No,
but
that's
like,
not
dude,
what
you
I'm
wouldn't. I'm not even shitting on you. I've been in this headspace a million times. But like, bro, if I didn't just let it fly, it wouldn't happen.
It's true.
Do you think that it's true, or you?
No, I actually do believe what you're saying is true.
It's true.
For that time it worked, and like now you've had time to sit with things. I just think like at the state you're at or the place I'm at, I don't think putting out a half-ass song that only a couple people are gonna like.
What's half-ass song and who's a couple people and what perspective are you talking from?
I'm just saying, like, I feel like a lot of my music back then was so hit or miss. Like my raps were so bad.
But they weren't bad to you then.
Yeah, you're right.
Bro, they weren't bad to
No,
you. You're the artist.
You're right. You're right.
You're the fucking artist.
With that
bro.
being said, one time me and Kilmer were watching the World Cup and I made a song about wanting to fuck Hope Solo and put it out. that night.
And guess what?
And
all the shit you were
she
fucking...
actually follows me and like wasn't weird about it, but
and
like,
she liked it.
She liked it, but
Hey, moral of the story, she fucking liked it then.
she liked it.
And guess what?
You're right. Times changed.
Fuck me, baby. Thank God you made it.
Yeah, you're right. No, that made me a lot. It made me a lot of money.
Thank God you fucking made
It
it.
made me a lot of money.
What do you mean? You wouldn't be here, bro.
It made me a lot. No, I'm
like you might, but you might not.
I'm incredibly grateful for the circumstance.
You don't even have to give that kind of answer. What I'm saying is just like these realizations. Like I feel the same about a lot of this shit. I look back. I don't look back, but like, bro, if we were nitpicking this shit, none of it would have went out.
You're right, because
if we had somebody like, yo, bro, I don't know, this is fucking real. Touring's boring. This is pretty racy. I don't know. Like,
wait, touring's
dude, we
boring?
didn't give a fuck.
Are you meaning to tell me touring's boring was racy?
We were finding the local Dunkin' Donuts to upload it.
Bro, I can't tell you how many music videos I went into like a fucking Starbucks to try to upload, and it like. I was like, oh, music video coming out at 8 p.m. and it'd be like 7:45 and it'd be like, this ain't uploading.
I think less than 50% of my releases were on time.
Oh my God.
And I'd always be like stressing out and be like, yo, why does this always happen to me? Like this whack ass, like, woe is me shit.
Yeah,
it's
woe is me shit.
Fuck all that shit. Huey, seriously.
Hey, you know me. We've talked a lot. Even though it comes out every now and then, like the past things, I'm really not. I don't feel like I've done anything wrong.
Like dude. You have fucking nothing. I'm so happy we're having this podcast. You have nothing to apologize about, bro. Like, even with the tone, what I'm saying is like, bro, you had amazing success. People fucked with the shit. It wasn't like, bro, there's amazing, talented guys, way more talented than me and you today.
Facts.
Back then, who couldn't get 5 people to buy a ticket. You were doing it right. For you at that time. So like you close that chapter and you look back and like, yo, wow, that was fucking amazing. I hate it now. I wouldn't do that, but I'm a grown man now. I'm different. Like what I'm saying is like, bro, you had like, and that was the whole conversation on the bus and like what I want. Even now, bro, you have, what the fuck do you have to apologize? You have to apologize or fuck me, baby? Who gives a fuck?
No, I don't.
If they like.
First of all, that song's satire and hilarious.
And you nailed it.
It was fucking. I mean,
bro, I remember bringing you out on a fucking stage in front of 500-600 people and them going fucking ballistic when you came out and sang that song.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there ad-libbing it. Fuck me, baby. I didn't even know the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it wasn't whack then.
No, it wasn't.
It just wasn't whack then. So like when you have that realization of like, dude, yo.
No, I just think that's a funny thing to the song. It's called Fuck Me Baby. To be like when somebody comes up to me in an airport and they're like, dude, I loved Fuck Me Baby. I just think the verbiage I loved Fuck Me Baby is like humorous to me.
Yeah.
I actually
humor in it.
I don't let that hold me back. I think it's hilarious. The video is pure genius.
Yeah, you crushed it.
But Foley did that. Foley did that at like 15.
Love that.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I just I love the idea of like floating out a lot of content because like we do. How many fucking songs?
Let me give you a little next pep talk. Just next time you like.
I love that we're doing a public pep talk because we actually have these quite often.
I know, bro.
Basically, anytime we're drunk together,
none happens. Of this is, not 1 second is thought out or planned. It's just is what it is. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, so what was it like growing up in West Virginia? How was it? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude,
sounded exactly like American Dad.
I don't know what that voice was referencing.
That was literally Joe.
Our next door neighbor is actually a dope character.
It actually sounded like Joe from Family Guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Joe
That's
Swanson.
a go-to guy for me. Peter, get in the car. Peter, fuck. Peter, get in the car. Sometimes it's better. But yo,
I think this conversation is good for anybody.
But dude, listen. You have no fucking reason, and no one gives a fuck. No. In your world, you think people care and shit, and every day I write down this shit because I still think people care, and I think it's really.
So this is a conversation you have with yourself
all the time,
okay,
bro. Like you think every time I get on the podcast, it's a pep talk to myself half the time. Like people think, oh, dude, I don't have it figured out. We're working on it, but I will say it's really fucking invigorating is a good word. It's liberating, like to be like, yo, there's like way more layers to life than I thought. When it might have been getting stale, which maybe that was part of my anxiety that we talked about earlier. just like a staleness of like, is this what we're doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, and now there's a whole other thing. But dude, if you make songs and you like them, cut the producers in on the fucking royalties of the songs. Don't pay upfront fees.
Oh, well, I pay up.
Don't pay upfront fees and say, yo, let's make dope shit and I'll cut you in on. I'm independent. So what's your breadwinner? I already know it's your artist royalties streaming off Spotify. So with the points of the song, you cut them in on it. You make projects together. Like, I know it's hard to get producers to be able to work all the time.
Well, that's actually like with the next shit. I'm kind of more leaning to that. Like the last album, I basically paid a lot of it up front, but we're kind of going in different directions.
I mean, I'm just giving you my advice, given because I've been in
There's a different.
There's a few different layers. There's a bunch of different ways.
Either way, I just want the people I'm working with to feel respected.
Of course. But I think there's just something to work out there because like they're gonna get more money like in perpetuity.
And
you get what I'm
future
saying?
royalties, yeah.
Whatever you pay them, whatever the fee is, they're not huge guys. They're not getting huge fees, right? Like decent sized fees.
Most of the people on my album,
Like
pretty-
what?
Like $5 a record.
You're gonna make more than that on the streams of a
Absolutely.
good song in the millions. You're gonna get your new good songs are gonna be in the millions, right? But it's also like in perpetuity, meaning it's to the end of time. Like those songs will still make money and they'll end up making more money. There's ways of doing it.
I'm not opposed to giving people more points because one, they made the fucking record with me and they deserve it. I am a songwriter. The rest is everybody else.
Yeah.
So I have no problem giving other people their
It's not even about that. The point is, make the shit and fucking put it out.
Yeah.
And shoot.
That's what I'm about to do. Like, I'm not doing another project.
It just doesn't fucking, like, bro, what's the next option? Like, I'm gonna make an album and do a deal with a record label.
First of all,
fuck that shit right now. Like, it doesn't even make sense.
Can we talk about how albums just suck? Because when you put out a song,
it's a streaming culture, like singles.
When you put out a single on Spotify, it goes into your release radar and it goes to all your
exactly
fans.
Right. I know what
when
you're
you put
say.
out an album, the other songs don't go to anybody.
Exactly.
So
just had this conversation with someone.
Anything that's not a single just dies.
That's what I'm doing though, bro. I'm gonna put
out the smart move.
I'm gonna put out all these fucking songs and all the best ones. Or whatever I feel like is part of the sound, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the best performing ones, like we'll pick fucking 7 to 8 of them out of the 20 I drop, and then we add another 7 or 8 ones. I'm gonna be working for the next year and make 7 or 8 fucking great ones.
I mean, that's what I did with the.
But dude, what I'm saying is like, you're making shit in your house now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are your final versions?
So basically
well, not final, but I mean,
right now I'm at a point where it's very good for like I can pick the structure and I can write it. But then I'll go to my boy Bill and I'll like actually
craft
cut
the
it.
idea in your house, which is the FYI. That's
it's
hands down the most important part.
For one,
just the
you're
idea,
more vulnerable. You
$1,000,000%.
do things because like sometimes you're working with an engineer and you're like, oh
yeah,
I don't know if I'm comfortable saying this in front of somebody else.
Or just belting out, singing and
exactly.
Shit. Like,
so now when my neighbors fucking hate me. My neighbor Kim texts me all the time. She's a G.
Me too.
She's a G though.
For different reasons, but.
No, mine hate me for those reasons too. Yeah. But you really find a new side of yourself. I really look at like making music like therapy. Like I'll say shit sometimes, and I won't even know. Like because I've been practicing.
Do it all the time.
What you do, like I haven't been writing a lot, where I've just been speaking, and I'll like do 2 lines, cut the take, do 2 more, and then I'll have a whole song, and I'll listen back, and I'll be like,
oh, I'm saying shit already.
Oh, that was really tight what I said and didn't think about. And like it's
you know what's interesting though is like I'm super into the brain and shit and like what's going on actually. 'Cause obviously I think there's huge benefits to understanding it. But also it's just like also the most interesting thing in the world to me. And bro, like gotten really fucking intrigued by the brain, like spend a lot of my time like if I'm reading something, a lot of it's about that. And dude, the subconscious is the driver of our lives.
Absolutely.
Did you follow what I'm saying? Like scientifically speaking, I don't even know the numbers offhand, so don't even take the numbers I'm saying, but I know the majority of your life is spent making decisions you're not making. It's your subconscious making programmed decisions. Even he insulted me, so I'm offended. That's a programmed response from your subconscious.
Absolutely.
When I wake up, oh, you know what? This is what I do. I have a coffee and I have a fucking egg croissant because that's what I do. Like there's all these programs at all these different levels, but they all live and build in the subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So like the subconscious, when I freestyle, it changed my music forever because no longer I'm sitting there writing a lyric. It's in the conscious, like this is conscious decisions. What do I want to write this song about? What does this make me feel?
Yeah.
How would I say it? It's all these conscious decisions that I'm writing versus I get out there and I get out there. I get on the mic.
You do get out there. You get out
I'm still
there.
in my
You get out
baseball days. I
You
get
get
out
out
there and I just throw it. No, but dude, the paint, like throwing paint against the wall is exactly what it is.
It is.
And dude, you're getting at a crazy point. Your most authentic music lives in the programmed habits of your brain. Like these are the things you're really thinking a lot of the times in the day. These are the things you've really been doing every day because it's fucking programmed in your subconscious. So like when a lot of my songs and song titles and like at least certain lines that are crazy, I would have never wrote.
You don't think about
I would have never wrote.
I've noticed that like some of the songs I've written are just like so far removed from anything I've done, and I'm like, so I'll listen back to them and I'm like, I don't even know where.
What do you mean so far removed?
Not so far removed, but like I'll just say the shit and I'll be like, oh my god, I would have never thought to say that if I like sat there and like, wrote it.
Right.
Not
crazy.
like so far removed, but like I didn't even know that was in there.
Yeah.
And like this is
Yeah. I call it the portal.
you're like me. Like I've been learning a lot about like unlearning behaviors.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah.
And I got a boy in therapy right now, and I've like talked to him about like linking up with his therapist.
Yeah. I'm gonna link up with your therapist next Thursday.
I've been talking about doing it just
That's
to,
legendary.
just to, you know, I think it's healthy. But
I think it's healthy too.
But through having a studio in my house, it's been like, yo,
A little therapist out there.
It really is.
It's cool.
Like you really do learn like by just saying it, and like at the speed when you're just listening to a song and you're just doing it at a speed, you're already saying what. It's hard to tell yourself things that you know.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
But when you're just saying them, and you're not thinking,
crazy quote. It's
when
hard
you
to tell yourself things.
It's hard.
you already
It's
know.
hard to tell yourself things that you already know.
Did you just freestyle that?
It's a Passion Pit lyric, but I'm a
what a lyric.
I'm a big Passion Pit fan, but
Yeah, but
naturally.
honestly, I commend you just being honest about it. But if the cameras weren't here, would you have said it was a Passion Pit lyric?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great, awesome.
No, I'm a big like my ex.
Duly noted, sir.
I'm such a big Passion Pit fan for my ex or from my last a couple
That's a
birthdays
crazy
ago.
quote.
My ex-girlfriend bought me Passion Pit tickets, but neither here nor there. No, what was I like when you say things and when you're freestyling, you don't really have time to react or think about what you're saying. So when you just say a bunch of shit, it is authentic and it's off the cuff.
It's really the
and
shit.
When you listen back to it, you are just kind of like, oh, I didn't know that was there.
It's all like when I'm saying the shit. It's like all the real shit. Like there's a lot of real shit that comes out of it, and it's an amazing thing. And anyone who makes their own music, people ask me a lot like the process. I've seen a lot of amazing big poppin' artists do the same. This is more or less the recipe. It's just like it's about getting the feeling right first, and then the lyrics will come after. But that's the process. And like I learned, I would yell at you and be like, "Dude, get it set up in your house. You have to do it."
Yeah.
And how long did it take for you to actually?
I got it during quarantine. Like I got it set up in January.
It took a year of me yelling at him here and there.
Yeah, I mean it's been on my mind, but I just never had to. And like I was always a writer.
It's also like a mountain to climb a little bit. You know, I mean, like you have to learn it in like a little bit.
I mean, luckily my engineer is like, I'll send you a template.
That's what
I'll FaceTime him and like I'll be like, yo, why does this kind of sound like this? And he'll like kind of guide me through it. So they're getting better. I'm very bad at mixing rap, but like when I sing, like it sounds great.
Yeah.
But like rap, I haven't got. Like it sounds different.
Honestly, it's about. I probably have I'm speaking from a place of privilege because Louis Bell's template is great.
Probably. You want to send? Is this Logic? No.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
But yeah, dude, like I was just gonna say, like, there was only a very small, like, it was a mountain to climb that I was getting slightly like not anxious is probably the right word, but like mad at myself because I had this house for a while and I couldn't record myself. And I was like, couldn't look myself in the eye in the mirror because I was like, you're being a huge pussy.
All the time.
I have to fucking call Lou over to come record me in my own fucking house.
Yep. I'm the
And
same
then,
way with
dude,
guitar.
my point is, my point of this was like, dude, like maybe 4 days it took for me to be able to function and do it. The rest of it I just learned in flow. But the idea of it was so much worse than actually doing it. And I think that's a lot of the things in life in general when it's out of your comfort zone. Like,
to me,
you know what I'm saying? Though?
I
Like,
look at it like
it wasn't even as hard as I thought it was going to be to just start doing it. You know?
I look at it like guitar because I've been.
Yeah, I
during
haven't
this time-
started. I've been talking about starting. I haven't.
I suck.
It's just
really,
great to
really
start, though.
poorly, but like, there's this hump that.
Come on, give you lessons.
Yeah, we actually talked about this the other night. I had lessons over Zoom and I just like wasn't vibing with it because I wasn't in the room. That's an excuse.
I love the self-awareness we're demanding in this
That's
room.
an excuse. But what I'm saying is like
we're demanding so much.
mixing is like guitar to me because like there's a hump that once you get over, I feel like you're pretty good.
Yeah.
And like with everything I know about guitar, like there's this point you hit where you don't want to smash the fucking guitar. And then it gets kind of fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like engineering yourself is kind of like that. And
It is.
I'm starting to get over that hump where I'm like feeling comfortable
Kind of
with
fun,
like
yeah.
what I'm doing. And then it starts getting fun because
I come in here and get baked and have a blast by myself. These guys probably
No,
they're probably geeking me like they could hear me yelling up here doing ad libs and singing.
I actually I have a boy that lives on my street. And he's like, I was walking my dog and I could just hear you fucking screaming out your window.
That's funny.
But like, no, I just feel like there's this hump when it comes. He's like, I could just hear somebody rapping and singing while I was on the street. And I was like, oh God, everybody on that street just knows who the fuck I am.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't care. But
if there's any if there's any place that would be very accepting and understanding, it'd be LA.
Nobody said shit to me, so I'm good.
Yeah, they're probably doing the same shit.
But
anyway.
With that being said, like I just feel like it really took me a couple months to like play around with it, and then, like that, it was frustrating as fuck.
Yeah.
But like I feel like I'm kind of at a place.
Those
where
growing pains, sir.
It's become a lot more fun. Obviously, it's not this nice.
Man, you know what? We've had a fucking good go of it, but it's been, like, to be honest, man.
That actually depressed me because I just realized we've had a lot of nights.
We've had some times here, my guy.
If these walls could talk,
they'd say a lot.
They would say these guys are going to hell.
They say these guys fucking rock. I'm rooting for these guys. Yeah, they need NDAs. Hey, beautiful thing to get through the LA compound without any NDAs necessary. Nice. I wear that as a badge of honor moving on to my next place.
This might come out of arrogance, but I feel like the people that we rock with are like not those people that are gonna go say a bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you mean just in general, like the NDA comment? Yeah, I'm just talking more so just like I've definitely had tons of random people here.
Yeah,
random girls here.
No, that's fact.
Yeah, we have. Like, we never once were like really, unless Post was here, we never had security that was like Versace would just like tell people fuck off.
You actually made a comment to me the other night that I felt was so off brand of who you are that I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
You came up to me, you're like, I've never seen the show, but I'm pretty sure that's the girl from 13 Reasons Why. And I was like, okay, that's funny. Yeah, you would never like point that out before.
I saw that. I saw that because of the same girl that had. I saw the All American. What's the All American show? What's it? The All Americans?
Yeah.
The All American?
Yeah, All American.
Yeah, that was the same. It was the same product. It was, what's the way of saying this? It was the same person who put me on 13 Reasons. Like, I watched 13 Reasons Why.
Oh, okay.
Because of that same person that I watched the All American show. Yeah, I recognized her and I was right.
You were right. You were right. I asked somebody else. I didn't know. I've never seen that show either.
I recognized her because I've actually come across her Instagram. So I was like,
how funny is that we can be at a party,
you can recognize
at our own places in LA and be like, pretty sure that's the girl from that one TV show, and like just not even fucking know.
Honestly, dude, you said it was off brand, and it was.
It was off brand because I've never heard you be like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the person from that. Like, that's something I would say. Be like, yo,
yeah,
I watched that show.
It's not really, to be completely honest.
I've never heard you be like a TV person or like.
Yeah, I'm
like
not
that.
really. The LA thing is pretty fucking hilarious, and it is dope. And as I'm leaving, like, I'll walk away having a lot of good things to say about LA, but I also have my feelings about LA that aren't so positive. But my point of that is like, it's probably one of the reasons that like we don't really exactly, us personally, like didn't exactly jive with the whole LA thing. It's just like that shit is that, talk about like a moment. That's cool for a moment. That's cool for a moment. Like, and most people are spending time here chasing around those people. And it's just like, dude, I actually have way less fun when I'm around those people. And I'm not even.
You mean way more fun?
No, less.
Oh, yeah.
Commonly speaking, I have more fun here with fucking off with my dogs and some tings.
That's why I agree with you. Most of my close friends, aside from you guys, are not industry people.
Yeah, and that's dope.
Like, I feel like I got a nice little LA family.
That's
but
dope.
like, yeah, dude,
I don't have that.
I do.
But
like,
I have my friends here that, you know, like, I'm very lucky with that. That's what I need.
Like, while I have you guys, like, we don't hang out.
I see you once every few weeks.
Yeah, we don't, like, do lunches and shit like that.
I don't do lunch with anyone, though. Don't take it personal. Literally no one.
I don't. Like, I don't text you for lunch. You don't text me for lunch. Like, we're not, like, daytime hangout.
You probably thought about texting me for lunch a few times, but then you're like, there's no way he's going to go to lunch.
That's fact. Actually, Kilmer says that. He's
you
like,
actually just recently hit me for lunch.
That was a different story.
And I audibled to something later, didn't I? I'm not a lunch guy.
Yeah, that was a
like
it was
lunch.
Like, Kilmer says this all the time.
I'm ironing out my day at lunchtime. I'm not even sure.
Kilmer says this all the time. He goes, "Try getting Mike to do anything before noon. It's not happening."
Not gonna happen.
I had an opinion.
Dude, today I was up at 8, which is early for me.
We actually talked about what I was going to talk to you about at lunch the other night.
We did.
Yeah,
we probably should revisit it in a clearest mind state.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just like, dude, what you just said. You're onto something. Like you feel like you got some friends that aren't in the game, and that's dope. I also
hate LA.
But I have my dogs. They're not in the game really. Like they're in the game through me. Like, you know.
You have like your close family here, and like I've got my close family.
You have way more. You have a way wider friend range than I do. Well, not wider, but ranging into different fucking crowds that I don't hang out with ever.
I can stay away from the industry people.
Yeah, that's dope.
A lot. Yeah,
that's dope. I think
it makes it a little.
That's helpful.
It makes it a little easier.
It's helpful.
It's very rare to find industry people that you like.
It's all just like everyone's just looking at each other like a ladder. Like, yeah, I'll fuck with you.
It's
and then
true.
like as soon as someone bigger is gonna fuck with you, then do that. And like yes, there's validity to, like, you can't even blame people for how they play it out here because, dude, it's validated.
Everybody came out here for a reason too.
Bro, there's motherfuckers really getting the bag out here.
Oh, bag.
For doing that well. So can you really naysay it? Really? No. Like the dudes who do the whole clout thing and they do it well and they win on it, and like or just kind of like play the game properly, like those are the people that have the most success.
Yeah.
So how is it? It's validated by that success. Now, it's not commendable. Like, it's not like a fucking thing that, like, when they get older, they're gonna be like, or maybe they won't. But
I actually had this conversation on the way here with him about Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather fighting.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather.
They just announced that they're doing a fight today.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, this is real. Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul are fighting. This was announced like a couple on my way here.
What?
If Floyd
Yeah.
chooses to, Logan will not land a punch. I mean,
No, but yes, we know this. But we were talking. But we were talking about it on the way here, and I said,
it's a crazy look for Logan.
Well, I said to him on the way.
Like it's a win-win.
Yeah, I said to him on the way here. I was like,
it's a win-win. It's a fucking lose-lose for Floyd.
I was like, no matter what I think about, like,
I think so.
Kind of the YouTube generation. I was like, you gotta respect like the business aspect, and he was like, what do I gotta respect about that?
Well, here's the thing. It's where your values lie, right? It's where your values lie.
Absolutely.
So, like, there's part of me that like I really tip my hat to people who have achieved success because
That's what my point.
Because I get and you get it. It's a fucking journey to achieve real success.
But I also hate getting it in the way that
But in the same exact breath, I would never
fight Floyd Mayweather. Nope.
No,
No,
that's actually that's a win.
That's a win.
Like that kid's a smart kid. Bro.
He's also like a foot taller than Floyd Mayweather, so it's gonna be
But
hilarious.
dude, Floyd Mayweather's one of the greatest of all time.
If not the,
He just didn't like what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, guess what?
it's a good look for Floyd.
Only a
too.
publicity stunt. It's not a good look for Floyd. It's a fucking terrible look for Floyd. How's it a good look?
Well, it's an exit,
Bro, you know what it says? It says he's broke.
No.
It says he's fucking broke.
I guess.
Bro. I just
I hear
saw
what you're
50
saying.
Cent. Like, I totally disagree with you if you think that's a good look.
I get
for
what you're
Floyd
saying.
Mayweather.
I completely get.
Dude,
what you're
he's one of the greatest of all time. He never lost.
He's 50-0.
So he's going to do
It's
that for a
an-
bag, for clout, from a culture of shitbum little fucking kids.
No, you're right.
But dude,
you're actually
those
100%
people aren't in the
right.
Floyd Mayweather arena. He's one of the greatest.
You're 100%
Like,
it's an exhibition fight technically, but I don't know what the fuck
you
that
can't
means.
ever. No one with any sauce would ever. At the end of it, like if you really like, it has to say that he needs a bag. To me, why would he?
Widens his range of people who know about him.
Floyd Mayweather.
For sure, there's a large fan base that knows Logan Paul that sits on YouTube all day. That they
So
don't
like
know- they don't know
younger,
his name.
like
They don't
younger
know his
white,
name.
Yeah, younger white
white
kids.
younger white middle America.
Here's the two
Like,
reasons I said I think it's a win for Floyd.
You didn't respect.
how's
you
how's
didn't
it a win
respect
for
it at all.
Floyd? No, you just talk loud enough.
I actually,
It's fine, it's
I
fine.
actually agree with you.
Talk loud enough. I can hear you.
But
You
I
do.
just think that it widens his neck. You want me to?
A little louder.
So there's an audience that Floyd hasn't tapped into, that he will now tap into.
So what's-
without- as far as purse marketing yourself? That's all.
So you
that's all
think
it is.
those?
And I think, when has Floyd Mayweather ever gone into a fight with a guaranteed victory? From an athletic, from a sports aspect, it's a win.
Almost every time he went into the ring, it was a
No,
guaranteed
no,
victory.
No.
Doug, no one was in his. No one could even land a punch on him.
No.
Two,
Do you want to take my seat?
no. But dude,
No, I
dude, no.
I hear what
I
you're
get
saying.
what you're saying, but here's here's.
But what do you think
here's
about?
what I think. Here's
wasn't
what I think.
Jake Paul supposed to
Here's
fight
what I
Mike
think.
Tyson?
The fucking 12-year-old to 15-year-old. I have no idea what the kid's demo is, but it's probably something like that, right? You think 12 to 15-year-old fucking white kids are gonna become consumers of the Money Team brand?
I'm just saying it gives Floyd.
Do you think they're like that's the demo that anyone would target if you're the Money Team brand manager? It's a YouTuber. Or and dude, it's no shade. That's a win. He's winning.
I agree that
It's
For
zero
Logan
shade.
Paul, it's an absolute win.
I have no like, dude. That kid's a fucking winner. He figures it the fuck out.
Yeah.
He is. That's a win. But bro, Floyd Mayweather, I saw 50 Cent on a podcast and he said he's fucking broke. He pissed away all his fucking money. And I don't know if that's fact, but what that says when I heard that, I couldn't believe it when you said it.
I think
The first
it got
thought I
announced when
had
I was
was, oh my
coming
God,
over.
what a loss for Floyd Mayweather. Oh my God, he must actually be broke.
It looks whack regardless. I get what you're saying.
I mean, I respect your opinion. I disagree though, wholeheartedly. But like, you know, a bunch of people will agree with you, you know? Like no one's fucking right. It's just how we see it.
hey,
At the end of the day.
at the end of the day, who cares?
Exactly. But like, yo, like it's a really fucking dope thing. And it's a really, what those dudes are doing, like they're parlaying what they had on YouTube and shit, but they're doing groundbreaking shit. So you can say
Bro,
whatever you
they're
want.
selling out the Staples Center to box.
It's really cool. And
It's
like, and it also
big money.
It gets to what we were talking about earlier though, is like, yo, you can like, if you look at yourself as a business versus I'm a musician and you like run it like a business, and like nowadays, the culture and the climate of how you make content and what you can do, bro, if you said that 5 years ago, Logan Paul, or just say a YouTuber who actually like, didn't he lose? Did he win his?
He didn't even win his fight against another
YouTuber.
YouTuber. And now he gets
So
to
now
fight Floyd
he's-
Mayweather.
He loses to a YouTuber, goes on to fight the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing that you thought was like how it had
That's
to
fact.
be.
That's a good pullback.
Structure's gone, and it's actually the best time in the world to be a creator. It's the best time. It's the best time actually to be alive. As much as you could look at the terrible, like there's shit that's happening that like it sounds like another universe, and those dudes are doing a lot of that shit, and they're dope for it. And it's also like, at the end of the day, bro, like what we do, like we talk about the Bravo thing and like doing, I think it's changing a lot, and like doing groundbreaking shit, making a deal with a record label for one song only, and like just doing little pocket deals and innovative things. Like I think there's a space for that that's coming. I think, and those dudes are doing it. Like
It's gonna happen.
that's an example of it. But I think the music industry, Kanye's knocking down the door. Taylor Swift was recently. A lot of people
Taylor Swift got a lot of eyes on that.
Yeah, no, Taylor Swift got tons of eyes, but there's also like a huge culture of just the whole like the actual consumers of music are starting to understand that like the business is fucked up.
Business
Social media has like brought it to the forefront of like, yo, this shit's
Facts.
actually fucked up. Like,
And the thing these YouTubers do that I find really good, they diversify really well. And I think artists need to learn to diversify. It's even like doing your podcast or the Chuck Bud. It's
it's what keeps me alive, bro. Like I don't know if I was like I sympathize with you when you talk about music or like you could be stressed out or consumed by it. I really don't.
You have an outlet to get away from.
Yeah, I don't know how I would be mentally if I just made music.
And that's been like my past year, like figuring out,
Yeah.
okay, what, like I said, I don't like to waste time. With music, like you're not always
Yeah,
creatively.
you can't force that vibe.
You don't always, like we talked about it the other night
You
where
can't
like,
force that vibe.
where like when I try to make a song and I'm not inspired to make a song, it's always average. I'm never going to put that thing out. But I hate idle time right now. Like it bugs me more
But
than
dude,
anything. So like right now I'm trying to figure out how to diversify what I do and fill my space.
I got a great answer for you.
I got approached to host a podcast.
Sick.
We have a mutual friend that just started a podcast company.
Dope. Who is it?
Kev Connolly.
Oh, yeah. We went and met with him. We went and met with him.
I know you did.
Yeah, he's a G.
He asked me to do one.
You should.
I thought about.
Why wouldn't you?
I think I'm gonna. I just have to figure out what I want to do.
I wouldn't think about it, my guy.
I know it's
Just go do it. Have fun.
It's funny. My first thought when he asked me to do it, I was like, "Oh, Mike and them have a podcast. Should I do it?" But now I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Bro, do whatever the fuck
I
you
know.
want.
But yeah, we've kind of discussed.
That's amazing. Kev Connolly's a great dude.
He's a great dude.
He's a fucking rock star of a guy. He's
He's
just fucking rocking in the bars.
I
just
really
drinking Guinnesses.
I literally live next door to the bar he owns. I mean, you know that. So I
didn't know that.
Goal?
I didn't know you were right next to it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my spot right now is a block away. So I frequent there quite a bit.
It's your local watering hole.
Yeah, me and him it is my local watering hole. I
It's
even had the album release party there.
I know. You were like dancing on the fucking bar.
I was on the bar like pouring
fucking shots.
Dude, they let me do everything. It's like that is my home away from home in LA.
That's a good feeling.
It's tough.
That's a good thing.
It's tough to find that.
It's interesting time to be alive in Los Angeles.
It is.
It's a very it's different energy right now with the air quality and just the COVID and a lot of the city is vacated.
I don't feel like I miss much of like the normal shit. Like Saddle Ranch,
really.
like we had some fun nights, sure.
We had some good ones at the Saddle Ranch.
The Rocks, like I like that place, but like I feel like I don't need that anymore. Maybe if I was like 25 still, I would be like
I think it has to do with age. It's just like it's just like about how it makes you feel.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just as happy just like coming over here and kicking it with y'all.
I mean, I was gonna say non-biasedly, I have most of my fun here, and like yes, it's my house, but dude, like in the same breath, you could argue that makes it harder to have fun because like it's where you always are.
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times, like I would maybe go to another, like I'd like to go to another spot, but it's just like I got a bunch of homies, they're partying. I'm not gonna leave. Like you know how it is, showing up to a party in LA with 5 guys, like yo, let us in. A mic, like you know what I mean. Like
I do feel like most of the time when we go places, like we know where we're going, and they just kind of know.
That's the only time I step out. Yeah. I don't step out.
I don't like randomness.
I don't
like.
Well, look, I would do it way more. Like it's actually fun if it was cool, if it was kosher. It's not. Like the dudes, like people, like I get it.
I'm also not like one of the like I'm gonna text 10 chicks and get them to go this. I think that's corny.
LA's narcissistic spot, bro.
It's the worst. I really don't like texting 10 girls like, oh, I'm going to this party. You want to come on? I think
never my vibe.
So corny, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you're not a fucking promoter.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know?
But like a lot of that, like clubs and shit, like, oh, how many girls you got with you? And it's like,
I mean, dude, this place literally programs you the incorrect way.
Yeah.
Like you start like really valuing like, yo, is she hot enough? Like what?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Like, seriously though, I find myself doing it because I'm get in the door. Like,
Yeah.
it happens. And then I'm like, I look back at it, I'm like, yo, I was literally just being influenced by other people's opinions.
Yeah,
Like,
luckily I feel like I'm at a place of I don't want to say influence, but I know people most of the places I'm going, so like shit like that doesn't matter anymore. I'm sure you feel the same way.
yeah, but I'm saying
I
like,
don't feel like I need that anymore, whereas I used to.
yeah. It's not really like a thing.
Like I feel like anywhere I go, like I'm gonna be okay and not doing.
Yeah, because you're a good
shit
dude.
like
You've
that.
been you've been around, been friendly.
Yeah.
But my point is like, just the living here can kind of like program you the wrong way of like thinking about things and like even just socially, like, you know, like it's just so fucking it's the most cutthroat social place in the history of places, I think, because there's just so much equity within like being in certain places because it's now a huge business. Like if you're friends with somebody, these motherfuckers are getting, Kylie Jenner's best friend's getting fucking 30-40K a post. Just to go ahead and catch a vibe and throw her ass around a little bit and look bad.
Throw your ass in a circle.
For real though, but she's just she's in those rooms.
Yeah,
so there's equity.
I know what you're talking about.
There's equity in getting in those rooms and like they're protective of it like you would a business.
Yeah.
So like you can't hate on it, but like it's just like I'm done with it. I no longer think like I no longer value any of that shit. I've also made friends with like it's another perspective when you got in there a little bit, you know what I mean, and we're able to get in there and actually like see.
I feel like
see behind the
you
curtain
and
is the right way
I
of saying it.
sort of got lucky in the sense that before we came here, people knew of what we did or who we were. At least not in that sense,
Not
but
in
like
LA, really.
people that would bring us around those people. Like people knew us and we knew people in LA based off like what we had done previously.
Right.
That would bring us in those circles.
Yeah, we had an upper hand.
Yeah, we didn't just like come here out of the blue and like.
Yeah, I mean, our first night here when hung out with Riff Raff.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite nights.
But to your point, yeah,
I
we
just mean
we
like,
had an upper hand as
we got
getting
lucky. Like I came here and I didn't feel alone. Yeah, because like I knew a shit ton
it's
of
a
people.
really
just
hard
from
place to navigate.
Exactly.
And
I feel like when I came here, like I had already met people from this and like when we would go to clubs, like we would be good, and then I would meet people in network, and like it wasn't ever like I gotta suck a bunch of dick to get into. Some
most of the I wouldn't say majority of people and girls like I have conversations with and get to know a little bit, like it's an alienating town. So like unless you come out here and like it's a hard place to come navigate alone, and especially not having that little upper hand you were talking about that we had. Just like, we made music and like people rocked with it enough to where like we get in a room and
I see where people get really lost in it. Oh,
it's really hard. It's really hard to navigate out here.
It's really hard, and I understand getting lost in it for like a second, but like,
oh yeah, I mean, dude, it's like it's why drugs and addiction and this is a hard life to navigate. Yeah, but I think you're doing good, Steve.
I'm all right. I think I'm for the moment. I'm happy.
You're doing good.
I don't love it here, but like I'm kind of happy here for the second.
Just enjoy yourself.
How long have we been going right now?
I don't know. This has been a long one.
This has been. I feel like a Joe Rogan podcast where we just go for 4 hours here.
Like we could probably go for 10 hours.
We could. I'm actually enjoying this. I'm not.
I could too. I would keep going. I gotta pee again, but I would keep going. You want to keep going? Let's do a chug bud and then we'll just see what happens.
All right.
Maybe we end on a chug bud. Maybe we don't. You never know. Just for having a point out there, wanted to relay it.
Yeah, let's go.
Talking about.
Hold on. Should we chug bud first?
Yes.
Drinks always come first.
Want to do karate in the garage?
Kilmer's actually done that here.
Yo, Kilmer, can you come on screen real quick and look the camera in the eye?
Kilmer just said, "This is going on too long."
No. I just want him to get this look. Zoom in on. He looks like he literally looks like he'd pull me over on my drive home from work. And like probably be a douche about it.
You're going 60 and 50?
He looks like the dude from Super Troopers.
No, dude, he looks like he's fresh.
No, but you know the dude.
He's not Reno 911. He's Steve-O 911.
No.
Dude, you look like you're right out of Reno 911.
All right, we only got 50 minutes, so let's do this.
We only have 50 more minutes. Everyone listening is like, oh, God.
Kilmer's got us on a...
Thought this was winding down. Try to pay respects. I used to listen to these guys.
pod.
Yeah.
Like that right now.
Everybody is literally
Let's-
reliving their
let's get
college
wasted.
through this. Here,
Cheers. I got a dip in.
Sex.
that was cold. Fuck that floor.
Oh.
All right, so now that we're talking business,
Isn't it amazing how much we've grown up? We're literally aging backwards. I'm like Benjamin Button. I'm getting more aggressive.
I looked at the first podcast we did today, and I just read the top comment, and it said, "These are the guys who just never grew up from college."
They're right.
They're not
Hey, guess
wrong.
what? Yo, the guy who commented that, you suck, but the reasoning is you don't understand that that's the key. Like, staying young, no, seriously.
No, that's true.
Staying young and doing the shit that makes you, just you, happy. Living the way you want to live. And yeah, living in your fucking goddamn glory days until the fucking clock runs out.
Well-
Like, what I'm saying is, bro, I hope to be playing beer pong when I'm fucking 69 years old. Seriously, I do.
hope to be the cool ass dad who plays it with his high school
No,
kids.
but like what I'm saying is like these are the things I enjoy. Yeah, they might change, but bro, we live in a world where age has no. They're living like what I'm saying is he's so completely off base because the whole foundation of what he's standing on, like it's not the right way. It's a societal construct of like, dude, you're 27. You should be. Don't you think you should be figuring out your job? Like, or figuring out, like, there's always a path to take, right? But what I'm saying is, if you are having success and you're doing something and you can have fun while doing it, that's the key.
Agree. Do you feel
You
like
can have success and not have fun while doing it. I'm just trying to get to the end of the point. If you have success and you're not having fun doing it, it's not really that successful.
I agree. Facts. It's
For
basically
him to comment that, it doesn't even fucking make any sense.
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like if we were poor, like, you know, poor and struggling and on welfare and like we're living in our mom's basement, then you could say, hey man, you guys should grow up.
You're right, but in reality, these are the most expensive pants I own, and I just bought them.
Dude,
I
like,
tell everybody
some
that.
guy commenting on me like posting a Chuck Bud video and he's like, haha, sick. Like, you know, like a sarcastic undertone. Like, I forget exactly how he worded it, but he was just like, grow up. Or along the lines of grow up. Do I have to grow up if I'm making fucking 7 figures
No.
on the fucking design? Like I'm not just like, yo, dude, it's Friday. Here's the beer bong. It's a fucking thing that we fucking have.
No, it's actually Tuesday, bro.
It's actually Tuesday. It's 2:30. I have a meeting in 30 minutes. And I own the fucking IP on the thing, and that's why we're doing it.
I'm sure
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like-
sure you had experiences like I'm about to say. I remember this one time. I got introduced to this dude, and he was in real estate or something. And he's like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, "I make music." He's like, "What kind of music?" And I was like, "Rap." And then they did the thing where it was like, "Dance for me, monkey. Rap for me right now.
spit me 16.
Spit me some bars." And I was like, "No, I'm good. I don't have to do that for you."
Yeah.
This was like clearly way into it. And like,
Yeah.
he's like, "What's your rap name?" And I told him, and then he was like, "Oh, you know, I know your music, blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And I turned around and I heard him talking to this girl, and it was like, "Oh yeah, great career choice." And I was just like, that's so corny, bro.
But again,
It's like it's a shitty old mentality. Or like maybe they just never
I have a
experienced
question
it and
for you.
see how
I have a question for
Yeah.
you. Have you ever said that about someone? Just no, be completely honest. Those exact things.
fuck no.
Right.
I
My-
don't give
my-
a fuck what
My
anybody
point
else
is,
is doing.
like, for them to even fucking say that. And the guy knew your music, you said.
Yeah.
So for them to even say that,
No, but
I
like,
mean,
have
it
you
makes
ever found
zero
yourself
s- it makes
as,
zero
as a
sense.
musician, probably before coming to LA? Because here it's like,
Mhm.
obviously, this is what people do. They understand it. Have you ever found yourself in that position
what?
where people
Oh, all
make
the
like
time.
backhanded compliments, like, or
Bro, are you
not
kidding me?
yeah,
Like,
comments?
even, like, I think for the entirety of the time I make music, people will say that.
Mm-hmm. If you're
You know
not,
what I'm saying? Like,
if you're not post, you aren't making a living to other people, to a lot of people.
I mean, I don't know about that.
No,
but
you
like,
know what I
Post
mean,
is
though.
fucking
I know, but
Michael
like
Jackson.
I'm saying like where we come from. If you're a musician and you aren't a fucking superstar selling out arenas, in their eyes, you're like a struggling artist. Maybe they've seen other things, or like people who know me know that that isn't the case. But I really feel like
I don't know. I don't know. I challenge why you think that.
I sometimes feel like the comments people make to me, backhanded.
Oh, but it's coming from a place of insecurity.
Yeah, not even, or just not being knowledgeable of like.
But it's insecurity too.
Sure.
What are they doing that's so amazing?
No, I
like, are any of those people doing?
No, I agree.
Like,
it's people afraid to take that
like
risk.
Super like, are
take
they,
that
are
risk?
They, are they super famous? Like,
no.
From what pedestal? You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't even know if it's like that.
I feel like there's a
more
connotation to creatives that's like, maybe it's unstable. Maybe it's the unstable thing. Maybe it's not. But I definitely feel like there is this thing with artists.
I mean, there's a lot of instability.
Like, even me. Okay, I'll use me as an example, and I'll be a little open here.
Yeah.
You're way more successful than I am at this point. And
right now.
feel like sometimes when people talk to me, it's more like, "Oh, how are you still doing this?" When they don't know what's coming in for me, and they don't know like
fair.
how well I'm actually doing.
I get that to this day.
Yes,
too.
I'm sure you do. But I'm saying like in the way people speak, and they don't understand, and they talk down, and I'm never like, "Oh, dude, how are you still a fucking temp?"
Yeah,
I would never fucking say that to somebody.
Right.
But I feel like sometimes I guess it might be the fact that we do project and we're in entertainment.
So you really don't think that they're jealous of you?
I mean, sure.
No,
but
no.
I still, those comments.
I'm dead serious.
No, absolutely.
When they go home at night and they have to wake up with the fucking alarm at 6 a.m., you don't think they're jealous of you?
Absolutely. But like,
so
I'm not saying it bothers me.
That's what I'm saying. That's what it's coming from.
Yeah.
They're insecure.
No, that's
You left and went to Hollywood and fucking living. They're like, you're still doing it?
It's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Like, they're shocked that you're not back there.
It's true, but I also.
But you're not.
With that being said, I do feel like, so my mom, like, her husband came in later, like 22.
You were 22?
Maybe 20, maybe 23. No, I'm good.
Were you smoking at one point or no?
I haven't smoked since like January.
Stop smoking?
No, I just haven't. Like I love.
Yeah, you're never worse. I'm
more like if I'm like when I go on my sober bouts, I'll smoke every day.
You were never a stoner, really, were you?
No, I don't like mixing drinking and smoking.
You just smoke and kick it.
Yeah, I'm like if I want to watch a movie and get.
Can't say the same.
No, like my mom's husband. He came in later, like 23. Really good dude, owns a construction company, very West Virginia.
Yep.
He doesn't understand what I do. Like, I remember my mom said she was at a restaurant when she was dating him, and somebody was like, "Are you Huey Mack's mom? Because I have like a song and she's in a music video."
Mm-hmm.
And he looked at her and he's like, "Who's your son?" And she like hadn't told him. And I go home to that, and he's like a blue collar, like you're raised to be stable, health insurance.
Doesn't get it.
This does not get it at all.
But listen, bro.
But like also very understanding and very dope dude.
Yeah.
But like his ideologies are so old school.
I was just gonna say his universe is like a lot smaller than
the scope is very small, and also he's very. I mean he's been to shows and
he's
stuff.
not wrong, but like
not wrong
in his universe.
He was raised on a certain thing, and my mom never raised me on that way. And like
your mom's a rock star.
My mom, you met old Shar
cool.
Shar. She's a G.
She's cool. She's low key.
I actually love.
She's swagged out. She like just kicks it. You know? She's never been
like
too extra.
Her husband's great, and like, I definitely sense like his family. Like when I go home for Christmas and stuff, like they judge me, and I'm like, I don't get where this is coming, but like,
do you not get it though?
I get the way that they were raised is not the way I was raised, but I feel like
they never left.
Yeah, well. He's rich now and travels and stuff, but
right. What I'm saying is like, look, he built his entire life, and the fact that he had success with it makes him even more confident that that is the route.
Yeah,
he's not wrong in his world, but what I'm saying is like, dude, there's how many, like, it's what we said earlier. It's like, it's what your values are.
But
Everyone has different values, bro. To live a
Sometimes
life of experience, though, to live a life of
Mhm.
experience is, I wouldn't trade money for experience ever.
No.
So what I'm saying is that guy woke up and grinded his balls off for probably 30 years.
Hardest working dude I know.
Right? His like wins were like drinking beers on the weekend and like having wings and like hooking up with your mom. You know, that was a win.
No, but
That's a win for me.
it's a win for everyone. It's a win for everyone.
Good genetics. Good
Good
genetics.
genetics.
Good
Look at this
genetics.
handsome guy. Come on.
No,
Dude, let me
You
fucking
finish.
finish the goddamn point. Personally, the experience of like, bro, you got to go, like, you went to Hollywood and you fucking met all these people and you experienced all this shit and you were fucking famous and you still are, bro. Like millions of people listen to your music still.
Mhm.
So at what point can you just turn to the guy and say, listen, man, like, you've had amazing success in your world. Let me tell you, like, these are my values. I feel like I value like these experiences and what I've learned and like my perspective on life. And I don't tell you how to live your life. So this is how I live my life, and I'm actually stable, and I don't have I have no one to take care of. I don't have a kid.
Yeah.
If you had a family, he could maybe make that argument and be like, yo, you got to take care of the fucking
No,
kids.
but my point with
But what I'm saying is, like, you're on your own.
Mhm.
You're living your own life. At one point, you're just a grown ass man and say, bro, what? You know what I mean? Like,
my point with what I'm saying, like, one, he would never do that. Me and him are actually very cool.
no, I wasn't even saying it. Like, I'm not. I'm not.
What
even
I'm
meaning
saying
to go at it.
is-
I'm saying what. There's no, like, really. Could you really argue? Like, would you ever
Me never.
change your life if you could say, yo, I'll
Mm.
be a millionaire by the time I'm 40. I'd be millions, and I'd be stable as fuck.
Yeah.
But I had to grind my balls off from 20 to 40, doing, you know, whatever it is. It could be blue collar or not.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's not creating and living the life you're living. Would you trade it?
No.
For the struggle of all your shit and trying to understand where you fit in, would you trade it?
I wouldn't trade it in a heartbeat. One, because I know
Exactly.
I'm at a point where I'm so confident in what I do and how good I am at what I do
Yeah.
that I know, even though there are hardships, that I'm going to be successful to an extent that
I would argue
can't even
you've
imagine.
already been successful.
I mean,
but-
like, to a point that's going to feed my family for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so
and
confident
that's your main.
in what I do.
That's your main determination.
But my point with to draw back to that was when these people make those backhanded compliments to us where we come from, and you say it's from a point of insecurity, which sure it is. And then I see my mom's husband who has that same point of view, but is always very respectful with it.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's insecurity or just old school ideology or perspective.
I think you're right.
And I'm not sure that it is insecurity or it's just like they were raised a way that I wasn't raised. Like, I started rapping when I was 12.
You're right.
And my mom would say,
Could be either.
I hope it's a phase. And then it wasn't a phase, and then it started growing and growing and growing, and my mom became very proud of it.
Yeah.
And she never, when I dropped out of college, she was never like, don't do that.
Mm.
She saw why I should do it. She saw that it made me happy. And that's why she viewed that. But when people do make those
I
back,
technically dropped out of college,
You did.
graduate school, but
like those weird
Doesn't count.
those weird comments that we've got, like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like necessarily they come from a place of insecurity. I feel like they also come from this old school ideology that we don't prescribe to.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. I think, look, what I'm saying is, no matter what,
Also, my mom's husband is a G. We went to Vegas together. He won 40 Gs. I won 5, and we were fucking wasted at the
Wow.
blackjack table. But
so he's a rock star. I'm not.
he's a good ass dude.
Nothing I said is offensive.
Oh no, I didn't think so.
My notion I still stand behind, and I would talk to him to his face about it in the sense of like, bro, at some point, like, at what age do you realize like everyone's living their own lives? How you gonna?
I just think
like, bro, when I'm fucking 40 years old or 50 or whatever, I really hope I'm not trying to tell people how to live.
no, I agree.
You get what I mean?
I agree
Like,
with
we
that.
lived a lot of life.
I also do feel like
you realize, like, everyone's living their own fucking life, bro. Like, it's not easy, and everyone's just trying to figure it the fuck out.
I do think if there was a point where somebody was a bum, I would kind of be like, yo,
I mean, of course.
figure it out.
Of course. If you're being destructive,
Yes.
if you care about somebody, they're being destructive. Are you being destructive? Absolutely not. You're the healthiest
Only
you've ever
to
been.
myself. But well, the truth.
You're the healthiest you've ever been, bro.
Absolutely.
You
But-
look the healthiest you've ever been.
But no, but you know what I mean. Like I don't feel
I think
like
you look pretty handsome, sir. Have you been you've been active on the Raya app?
I've been on the face moisturizer.
Let's bring this thing back full circle to Raya. Oh man.
I've been on the face.
That's a Raya outfit. Did someone capture this outfit?
This is my Ace
This
Ventura.
guy's gonna get so many likes on Raya.
This is my Ace Ventura.
It is pretty hard though.
I came here to party, baby.
I love it. Probably rip one more chug better for the gang.
We should. Can somebody get us 2 more beers? Well, will you go? Evan, you got them?
Appreciate you, sir. I was on it.
This is so random. I commented on my friend Jiggy's tweet 6 days ago, and guess who just favorited it? Mike, say it out loud for us.
Who is Aaron Carter?
Aaron Carter.
Y'all want to hear an Aaron Carter story while we're?
Yep.
I got
Take it away.
I got some Aaron.
Kilmer would fucking love to hear an Aaron Carter story.
I got some videos of Aaron Carter. One time, I don't like to kick people while they're.
Maybe we don't share this one. Or is it a good one?
It's a pretty good one.
Is it? Yeah. Let it fly. Let it fly.
I don't like the dude. Fuck it.
All right, cool. Let it fly.
I'm a little drunk. Fuck it. So I'm sitting there on my couch one day, and somebody brings up Aaron Carter. I go, it'd be funny if I tweet Aaron Carter and say, let's make a song. So I tweet Aaron Carter and said, let's make a song. I got a DM. Yo, let's make a song. I say, okay, shoot him my number. We start texting. He invites me to his place in Malibu. It's probably getting cut, but I just wanted to tell the story anyways.
Just tell it anyway. Put this in the bank.
So I go deep Malibu. I'm talking like the furthest depths of Malibu.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful place.
To, well, until you've been where I've been. Show up, go into the back house of somebody's property, not Aaron's.
Oh, man.
And he has a little back house on somebody's property. And I
Sheesh.
remember saying something to him, and I wasn't being like disrespectful by it. I was like, how'd you end up here? Like,
That's such a you thing to say. Like not being rude, but being an asshole.
no, I was like, how'd you
end up here?
how'd you get this spot? And it was somebody's back house. And he looks at me dead in the eyes. He goes, a lot of hard work. It was like a shitty ass back house. And he's driving like a 1992 BMW.
That delusion,
And I
man.
play him some records. And he looks at me and goes, yeah, none of these are special.
I think I like Aaron Carter more now. Just because he's an ass. I'm losing it. Dude,
Meanwhile, we spend the whole day
that's
writing.
the funniest fucking story ever.
We spend the whole day writing songs
Thank you, sir.
that are
It's
just
like a pit crew over here.
we spend the whole day writing songs. I haven't heard one of them since because he won't text me back.
Dude, where is Aaron?
I've showed you the video of me and him in a convenience store.
Where is he? Is he still in the house? Where is he? I want to hang out with this guy. What's he doing?
So then we end up in a convenience store, just me and Aaron Carter, like a fucking Go Mart, and he's just like swooning over these Abba Zabbas. I have a video of him just going Abba Zabba, Abba Zabba. It's really weird. And then I have a show with him out of nowhere like a year later. We haven't spoke
Hey,
since.
Steve.
And I go up to him and I'm like, yo, what's up? And he's like, hi, I'm Aaron. And I was like, you don't remember the entire day?
Of course he was. He was on the Zans.
I'm gonna need you to promote this immediately.
Oh, Aaron Carter OnlyFans? Wow. Wait. His picture is him outlining his hog.
It's like for real.
Oh my God. $13.50. Thoughtful price.
You should live next door to me. Like, I heard it.
So he
Really?
moved from his Malibu mansion.
Thoughtful price. $13.50 is for the people.
Yo, I will not lie though.
Good for Aaron Carter,
if
man.
we keep this,
Aaron Carter's a rock star.
if we keep this story in here, this is an even better revelation.
Oh, we're keeping it. This is the Aaron Carter ad.
I don't.
Everyone just started liking
Follow
Aaron.
Aaron on
Everyone just started
OnlyFans.
liking Aaron Carter again after
My
this.
first concert in 2nd grade was the Aaron Carter Earthquake Tour in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I met him at an FYE, and I had red tips in my hair. Like I spiked my hair up with red in it.
Tough era.
I was really stoked to meet Aaron until I met Aaron.
And then that was it. So
And he
Huey,
told-
we're witnessing a personal vendetta. Get me Aaron Carter on the fucking line.
I would like to say before. Oh, my chuck bud's on the floor. I was like, where'd it go?
Do you want to do it? You want to do it before or after the chug bud? Your thoughts?
I threw the chuck bud.
he kept the 2 beers. That's hilarious. Andy, this is the best. I hope they're filming this. Can they film? It just couldn't reach.
Do you want to do I want to do a little bromance before we do this or after?
Whatever your heart desires.
Let's do it and then we'll talk.
Okay.
All right, we're definitely heading Taco Bell after this.
Yo, talk about a nutshell. That's drink about 4 beers and your mind immediately goes to Taco Bell. I'm the
I'm
same
a
way.
fat boy, all
We're
right.
cut from the same cloth. Cheers. The crazy part is they just keep getting better.
Yeah, who wants to play Pong after this?
Once it hits your
Me.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Should we just Postmates Taco Bell instead?
Probably not.
Kilmer will get it.
I'll bring the beer.
All right.
I'll be honest. I try to watch what I eat.
Yeah, so do I, but like it doesn't mean it always happens.
I want to clear the air. Try to watch what I eat, but I let
Really?
it-
You don't look like it.
I let it fly like once a week, or usually when I'm hungover, I let it fly the whole day. Wings, pizza, maybe a little In-N-Out.
Did quarantine
Who knows? Let's get crazy. Chicken and waffles.
before we send off, did quarantine kind of put a perspective on how the things you eat when you're out affect your body? Because it did with me.
No.
Mm.
Can't say the same. I've also been eating. Well, we just order out all the time. So like, I mean, Versace cooks a decent amount.
Mm.
He's a great cook. He just works so fucking much. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to have him cook all fucking. You can't. You know.
I'm a big bar food guy, so like when bars were closed,
Yeah.
and I started cooking for
See,
myself,
that's what I don't.
I
didn't
noticed
do.
a difference. Even
Yeah.
though I was working out the same, I started to notice.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, it's like kind of.
That's one thing.
the
Like
other
you talked about it. Like I don't go. Like I'm never at the bar just having like dinner and drinks. Like I only drink.
Yeah.
Like people like, yo, how are you not? You know, we drank fucking thousands of beers at this point. Probably. How many beers you think we've drank?
Together
Not together, just
in general,
ballparking. I would say
upwards of 40% on Earth.
I would legitimately say upwards of 5,000, 6,000 beers.
Easily.
Probably more.
More. If you think there's
Well,
300
beers, but
I just-
liquor, like I don't drink. I drink beers a good amount, but I drink more as much liquor. So if we're counting alcoholic drinks, I'm probably in the tens of thousands, right?
I mean, I was
10 to 12,000.
Easily. A big night.
Oh,
Big night with a
I
couple.
drink till failure too,
it's crazy.
A big night with a.
so the CPU turns off. and
If we
it's
have a
like,
couple performance enhancers,
yeah,
I think we're going for 20 a night.
tonight.
A night. No, just a night. Not tonight.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm.
We're going for at least 20
The
drinks.
thing is, like, I'm never ever been a casual drinker. So like,
You haven't. Like me, I'll go.
I'll
like
drink.
Noah will
I'll
hit me
drink
up.
for the occasion's sake, though. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so meaning, not saying that needs to be a special occasion. I'm just saying, I'm going out. I'm getting fucked up.
Yep.
I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna have like 3 beers at dinner and then just like chill and then have some wine. Like I don't do any of that shit.
Yep.
Because I really actually genuinely this is groundbreaking news for anyone who's a Steve, but it's not like I love drinking alcohol. Like these guys are bigger drinkers than me. When I drink
Yep.
a lot.
I'm more like,
But
I can sit at a bar stool and have like 2 over like some bar wings and shit.
Yeah,
with
I
a
never
couple
do
of
that
us.
shit.
You don't.
Ever. Like, have we ever done that once?
Maybe like New
For
York.
a game, maybe
New
or
York
something?
days back in the
For
day.
a game? Yeah.
Since we've been in LA, I
saying
haven't
since we
seen
lived
you do
here.
that. No, not once.
Because I don't do it.
I do, but I have a bar right next to me that I love.
Yeah.
And I know everybody in there. So I'll go in there just like.
It's just because I try to avoid alcohol. Like, I don't know. Also, I'm a stoner.
I'm
so,
not
like,
a stoner.
What I do for my wave, like you're going and catching a wave. My wave, I'm burning down 1-2 backwoods a day.
I do
at
it
least.
for kind of
2 backwoods at least a day.
Also, though, I live alone and like it's nice to get out for like an hour or 2, have a couple beers, catch a little quick dinner.
Yeah,
It's a different wave. It's a different wave.
I know. Like I do it, but like as I've done it a ton and drank thousands of drinks, which is it's probably embarrassing to be talking about.
Not only have we drank, I gave you your first drug.
You did.
Mom, I know you're gonna listen to this.
Oh,
I'm
she's
sorry
gonna
for
listen.
what I said about your husband, and I'm.
You know what? They caught the wave.
My mom knows.
Oh, your mom's gonna be mad. I hope you're not mad. Don't be mad at me. I wasn't even meaning it in a bad.
Charlotte.
I wasn't meaning it in a bad way towards him either.
No. She
Because
knows.
he's
My mom's a G.
I'm just saying. Look, the whole tone of this thing. Let's fucking wrap it up on this, or in this ballpark at least. The whole thing is like the undertone of this shit is just like you've done amazing. Seriously though, like you're measuring yourself to standards that are like dude, these are the top 0.000000001% of the population that have reached ultimate success. And just the fact that you're in the fucking realm and in the city and doing what you're doing and making a living, where you've done this for how many years now?
Technically, we met
10 years.
9 years ago, so roughly.
Yeah, you were 18 when
I
you
think I've
started.
been making a living about 8 to 9
Bless you.
years.
Yeah. So that's insane.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just a perspective thing, and this is what I want my main message to you to be, was just because when you got on, I said there's a comfortability that you're starting to show, and just lean into it, bro. Have fun with it. Like,
I think I am.
I know, just keep going that way and like have fun with it. There's a reason your newer stuff feels fresh again. There's a new energy. You know, you're very dialed into what the energy of your fan base is, and you can tell when there's a pulse and when there isn't. So lean into the shit that is working, which was you not giving a fuck and being cheesy or whatever, you know, like dancing around doing a routine.
I actually said this.
But bro, that shit was fire.
I said
like
to
it was
you,
actually good. I rocked with that.
This is a funny thing I said.
You crushed it.
I showed you the trailer for the album for the first time, and I said, I'm a corny dude. I might as well play into it.
Yeah, real though.
With that being said,
I don't think you're a corny dude though.
no,
You got there's a little corny little things.
there's
here and there,
there's
but-
goof. There's
So am
goofy-
I. You can say the same to me.
My idea of corny is like being shitty to people, and like I think I'm goofy, and I think that plays for me.
You're not a corny guy at all, bro.
No, but now since you've sent me off, I want to send you off. I've known you for 9 years. I respect the shit out of you. You're one of my best friends, and I'm glad that we did this because you're leaving in 14 days. And goddamn, have we had some fucking memories here? I'm gonna come see you, and nothing's gonna change. But
yeah.
it's gonna be different, and I'm honestly glad that we have remained as close.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
And there was a time.
there was a time
where like it was when we were like not making music for the first time for like 3-4 years.
and you had a girlfriend, and I had
yeah, but
something was there.
for sure, girlfriend was a factor. But just like
We weren't catching the same vibe.
yeah, but like also just like there's a time like where you have to like we're not a fucking boy band.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like we made 15 fucking songs, 20 songs together probably. It's a ton.
Yep.
Like what I'm saying is there was a time where that needed to happen,
To
but I
separate.
know there was also like pressure from the fans of like people saying it.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, and I know, and this is why it's worked out the way it has. Is like
We've had
this is what
conversations.
needed to happen in regards to like just becoming our own people, and like
Mhm.
because there was a real vibe there. Where we were making like we were touring together for a lot.
It made a lot of sense at one point, and then it stopped making sense for both of us.
I mean, dude, it's just like
It was easier.
white rappers already cheesy as fuck in the first place.
And
Forget
we were
putting two
literally-
of them together.
literally-
you slap two of them together, and no
we
one fucking likes
fused. We like fused into a super douchebag.
it. Yeah, like with our powers combined, we could be the douchiest people in the history of douches.
You think you've seen one douche?
They're called the super douches.
Yeah, bro.
You think you've seen one douche? No, it got to a point, and like I still see on Twitter, it's like, yo, you guys make a song, and like we've had conversation about it, but like I feel like it's better for us to not.
Bro,
do that.
you never know.
I mean, we could still catch a vibe and do that,
You
but
never know.
I'm just saying,
Here's
like,
what I'm saying.
it hasn't made sense yet. Since
I just go off the vibes, my guy. You know,
I love you,
I love you.
I'm glad that we got to do this. I'm gonna miss you,
I'm gonna miss you.
but I'm also like for my health, like go fuck off.
I want one final question.
Yeah.
What has it felt like constantly losing in beer pong over the years? Just
I beat you the other night with Mitchie, and he made sure to post
he
that.
did. You
He-
guys did.
He posted
But
it.
can I be honest? That night,
You beat me 8 other times.
yeah, I was like 40-1.
Okay, well,
Like we played for
who
like,
was the one?
You have no idea. You
Yeah,
you and
got-
Mitchie.
I just want to get who was the one?
But it wasn't a win when you lost the 5 other games.
I didn't. I lost 5 other after I won
Yeah,
the
but
first
it's a-
one.
Yeah, but it's like it's a series.
All right, are we gonna play it right now?
Regardless,
Do you want to play right now? I
Yeah.
feel like we're kind of drunk now. This
I
has
think
been
we
like
should
4
at least
hours
play
long.
one.
All right, let's do
All
it.
right. Hey, I love you. I appreciate you.
I love you.
That was our longest podcast ever, guys. And honestly, of course it is. Yeah. Of course it is.